Okay.
That should fix for you, Jed. Sorry.
All good. We've sorted out the notes, kind of. All right. So, last we left off, we arrived at ward number 2. Scouting it out during the night, seeing that it was already open, there was no plate or cover to smash through. There was no other features that stood out. Camping out for the night and having a look around, made a plan for the morning to attempt a Mission Impossible down, but not quite having enough rope. Abseiled down into the pit with the with 2 of the party, Ghost and Hera, coming up with a quite clever plan of bouncing off the walls and using a mage hand to try and get the red dragon shard to them. Upon activating it or setting it free of its plinth, a intellect devourer came scurrying across the floor, chasing after two of our intelligent characters. Between pulling up the rope and fighting it off, using the pistol for the first time, they managed to defeat that and turn the key for this ward number 2. We left them off arriving at what they thought was the center of the symbol on the maps, noticing that the rock pillars were descending into the ground, making the decision to go northwest, as that would probably be the last place or the furthest place away from Lafons and his troops, whether they're arriving at the next temple or not temple, ward, or whether they're a couple of steps behind anyway. So we pick up as you are heading northwest, and can I please get a marching order of the party?
Puck's probably out on one of the sides doing a bit of sort of scout recon work.
Yep.
I would think Vargir would be towards the front.
I think I'll probably be up front with Vargir. Yeah.
And then Hera and Ghost trailing behind.
Suppose we can push past.
Probably not too far behind Molokov, but like definitely not in line with them, like behind, sort of like almost like not like like looking over his shoulder, sort of, so I can still see where I'm like going, but definitely a step or two back.
Sure.
Hera, could you back off just a little? Just like her head like at the shoulder, like.
I'm probably like reading at the same time, so it's like if I can see your shoulder, I'm walking in the right direction. As long as you're
Yep. Keep it in the peripherals.
Right. Yeah.
What are you reading?
Yeah, what are you reading?
Actually, probably. Probably the true magic.
Nice.
Just think
As
I
you-
haven't been able to spot anything about. Looking for more, I guess, in-depth information about these
Dragon Shards?
crystals, dragon shards.
Sure. Give me a Arcana check.
It's not terrible. It's a 13.
13. It's a bit hard to walk and read at the same time. You're getting bits of information, but you're kind of almost taking note of the table of contents and starting your kind of way that you kind of, put bookmarks in ahead of time, and you'll come back to that later. And so it's not really gathering information. You're kind of just reading the layout of this book.
Yeah, sure. That's cool.
Puck scanning ahead. Could you give me a check of your choice, for just taking in your surroundings? So we can go nature, survival, perception.
Let's do. What did I give myself? I think I gave myself survival. Yeah. We'll do a survival check, and that's a 15.
15. You're a little bit ahead of the group, and once again you notice that the pillars start to become a bit more sporadic again. I'm going to say you guys have now been traveling for maybe an hour or two, so it's past midday. The sun is now up high and it's casting little shadows. But you do hear, maybe not too far in the distance, some of those familiar sounds that you heard from the humanoid that attacked you, the undead. You hear sounds like a bunch of them just kind of echoing through the caverns. Like, "Rawr, rawr, rawr."
Yep. I will. If I hear it, I'll come back to the group. There's more of the undead. Keep your wits about you. Did I hear like a direction or
In
just
the
echoing
direction
around
you're
everywhere?
in the direction you're headed.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll probably go back out ahead again, maybe like 100 meters or so.
Okay.
So like far enough ahead that I'll see something first. Being moving at a normal pace, but being moderately stealthy.
Yep.
Just seeing if I can spot anything before it gets to us.
Nice. As you kind of round one of these larger pillars, you see an opening that's a little bit bigger than usual. It's not a massive pit opening, but in the center you see a goblin figure with his long green ears and kind of like almost looks like one of those classic wizard hats. He's covered in scrolls and a backpack and satchel, but around him are 5 of these creatures kind of taking grasps at him. The rest of the group is still quite a bit behind you.
Sorry, does he seem perturbed by this?
He's trying to push them off.
Are they so they're attacking him or like just grabbing at him?
It looks like they're attacking, but not viciously. They're kind of taking a swipe and then stumbling back, and they look very skinny and not very well put together. But he seems to push one off, and then another one comes in, and he's kind of keeping his ground in the center of them.
Okay. I will just call out aloud. So how far away is he? Sorry, did you say?
He's probably, let me check, like 30 feet?
Sorry, is that 30?
50.
50? Yeah, cool. I'm gonna move. I'm gonna blow my horn back to whoever's, like, if it was Vargi who was also leading up. I'm gonna blow my horn for him as I move up, and I'm gonna shoot. I'm gonna move up within range. I'm gonna move up maybe like 20 feet.
Yep.
Or no, actually not quite. If I'm 50 feet away, yeah, I'll move up 20 feet and I'll shoot at the. So I'm 30 feet away from the nearest one, basically.
Sure.
And I'll shoot it.
Roll for an attack.
That what a waste, but that's a nat 20.
Oh, nice.
And it doesn't know I'm there, does it?
Not at the moment, so that would be advantage. Or a sneak attack.
Okay. Okay, so hang on. So in terms of damage, that is already 18, 19, 20. So it's 23 plus whatever I'm about to roll. 23 plus 33.
33 points of damage. You watch as your crossbow flies into this thing, and it just kind of falls down to the ground as the goblin looks up at this crossbow bolt that's come down, and the rest of them kind of like start turning towards you.
Cool.
You see it drop down, and unlike the last time it dropped, it twitches and starts to turn back to you as it stands itself back up.
Yep.
And that is when we're going to roll initiative.
Oh, shit.
As the rest of you, or Vargir, you hear this call.
Sure. I got like a 4 on initiative. So I think like Vargir will hear the call and just look to the rest of the party like Puck's called, go, 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 go. And kind of just send everyone else forward as he kind of like starts to get his weapons out and prep himself.
Yep. All right, so initiative's Ghost.
3.
Molokov.
Dirty 20.
Hera.
That's a 7.
Puck.
Also a dirty 20 with a +5 to initiative.
Yeah,
And
you are 100% going before me.
Vargir. 3.
Or
4. Oh,
I'm not the bottom of initiative for once. What
I
the
rolled on
fuck?
that one.
Oh, that'll do it.
so it's going there.
Oh well, that's all right. We've got our natural 20 and our natural 1 out the way for the day, guys. We're all right.
Yep.
Nice. Alrighty, so you see this one here is the one that is re-stood back up and faces you and starts to crawl its way towards you. The others kind of turn to you, but one of the ones behind still swipes at the goblin and he kind of moves away and he looks up and he goes, help, help, as he yells out to you. So you are up first, Puck.
Yep, I think Puck was in the process of putting on his mask, so he'll finish that. And the one that's twitching, I will shoot again. Yeah, I'll just shoot it.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, there's 2 Pucks. Cool. That's a 17 to hit.
That will hit.
Great. And that is 8 points of damage.
8 points of damage.
Piercing damage. Magical piercing. It was magical last time as well.
Sure. It falls down again. And once more twitches and stands itself back up.
Cool. I'm going to use my bonus action to disengage.
Uh-huh.
No, dodge. Sorry, dodge. And I'm going to move so that I'm 30 feet away from... He's on the ground, right?
Yes.
Like that one?
Yep.
Going to move back to there, I think.
Nice. Molokov, you've heard Vargir shout out as you kind of are starting to round this pillar as well.
Oh, yeah, so that's just one big pillar there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I assume all
Oh,
these
Jesus,
rocks
that's not
are
right.
like.
Yes.
Right, I will run as fast as my little Molokov legs can take me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can I see anyone from there?
Yeah, I reckon you can
Okay.
see these two.
Shit, Puck, what have you done? And I'll just pull a chain. The barrels come up on the backpack, and 3 little flare bombs.
Yep.
Head out. I suppose I'm just going to hit the 3 closest to me. 1, 2, 3.
Yep. And that's just straight damage, isn't it?
It is with a magic missile. So we'll go top left is 3 points of damage.
Yep.
The south one is 5 points of damage. And the east one is 4 points of damage.
Nice. You see them get hit and then they start gnarling and they extend their fingers out a little bit as you see claws start protruding from the ends of their fingertips. And the one that had been now got 2 crossbow bolts in it and a magic missile hits it, falls to the ground, and doesn't move.
Oh, thank God for that. But that'll be all.
Alrighty, Hera, you're up. As we drop from initial 20 down to 7.
Yeah, fuck, I forgot it was me next at 7. Okay.
Sorry, I can't see Puck on the turn order list.
I think it's because you changed my my model
Oh,
Oh,
sorry.
I
to
see.
the
Right.
other to that one. Yeah.
That's right. No, I know. You're up first anyway, right? I was just telling.
Yeah, I'll just start running up, I guess.
There you go.
I suppose I can. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, so I can. Not too close, I suppose, but I can get a little bit closer. I'll action dash, and I'll get like up to Molokov's shoulder. And I'll just be like, what's going on? What's going? Oh, what on earth?
So you see these 4 undead creatures taking swings at this goblin scholar-looking dude.
Drop them first, and then we can study them.
I will. Yeah, but I think that's all I can really do. I'll end my turn there.
All right, Ghost, you're up. Varga, you're on deck.
I can't remember if I was riding on Envy or not, so we'll say I wasn't, and I'll pull her out for my action.
Uh-huh.
I will move myself. Whoa, some random things are happening on the screen. There we go. 10, 20, 25, 30. Hey, what's going on? I can't see nothing. Get up there and help. Envy will dash forward. All the way up to Puck's side.
Nice.
That's all I got for this turn. I can't see shit.
Nice.
More on deck.
Varga, you're up. You're
You're
muted.
muted.
I'm gonna dash for turn. As soon as I get around this corner, seeing Puck there, and hearing everyone, prep, I'm gonna dash up to Puck as I can stand in his space as he's smaller, and just kind of like grab my shield and like plant it into the ground like a little barricade for Puck.
Nice. As you
And I'll end my
swing the shield forward and plant it to the ground, you kind of give the side glance over to Puck, and you notice that once again this mask has come down as he's reloading his crossbow bolt or whatever you're doing to prepare for the next turn, and you kind of just have a moment where you look at this. It's a blink dog skull, isn't it, Puck?
Actually, it's a dinosaur skull.
A dinosaur skull. But yeah, you just kind of look at this cold bone stare as Puck looks back at you, and we move on to the undead's turn. So this guy is going to move 30 feet up. This guy is going to move 30 feet up, and these two are going to move into combat with this dude. And they're both going to take a swing at him. They both hit. You see he kind of like pushes one back, the ones that are facing you, and these two come up behind him and just start scratching at him, and he takes one of the hits and goes down onto a knee and please, someone help! As he yells out. That brings us to top of the round. Puck, you're up.
Seeing that guy in trouble, Puck is going to say, I'm just going to move you out of the way for a sec, Vargi, so I can get to my guy.
that's right.
He's going to say, engage these two. I've got to help this man. I'm going to run up and go 5, 10, through here to there. That's as far as I can move.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to shoot the one on the right. Why not? And I'll use my bonus action to do steady aim. Actually, no. If technically, this is one of those weird things with sneak attack. Is that guy technically going to give me sneak attack? Because he's not my ally necessarily, but he is.
He is engaged with them, and they are attacking him, so they are distracted. So yes.
Okay, cool. Well, then I won't worry about use my bonus action for that. I will just shoot.
Yep.
That's a over 20.
Very nice. That's a hit.
Cool. And that's 12 points of magical piercing.
That's this guy here.
Yeah, on the right.
Nice.
And then I will use my bonus action to cunning action dash.
Nice.
Puck's going to go another 25 feet to there.
Nice. Run up, take the shot, keep going. Molokov,
Yeah.
you're up.
I just popped Varga back where he was.
Yep.
Sort of realizing there's maybe a couple more of them than I thought. Molokov sort of reaches into his belt and pulls out this powder, crushes it in his hand, clicks his fingers, and it wreathes in flame for a second, and you see some runes just start glowing on the mechanical arm. Right, let's do this. And I'm just going to charge up to this guy in front, and I'm going to smack him in the face.
All right, roll to hit.
I'm going to try to. I was casting magic weapon, by the way, was the first
Cool,
thing.
cool. Yep.
So that's 14 to hit.
That'll hit.
Excellent. 28. 7 plus. 4 plus. So the 5 because of magic weapon. So 12 points of damage.
Nice. Run up and just give an uppercut to this thing, and its neck like snaps back, so its head falls, and then it kind of just slowly comes back and reconnects itself.
Ugh. It has disadvantage on anything that's not me right now.
Okay, cool. All right, if that's you done, Hero, you're up.
Muted.
Thank you, thank you. Okay. I will see Puck run ahead and sort of like glance down, I assume from like start moving out and see the goblin getting attacked down there. Sort of know that these guys are pretty tough. Yeah, so fuck. Yeah, I will come around. Yeah, it's to like, yeah, maybe like there.
Yeah.
And then see that Puck's taking aim at that one, so I'll take aim at the one on the left, and I will cast a Ray of Sickness.
All right.
That's only going to be a 10 to hit.
A 10 will hit.
Oh, fuck. What do you do? So that is 8 poison damage.
8 poison damage. You watch as you reach out your hand, and the spell kind of manifests itself and slinks across the battlefield as it wraps around this thing, and you see it start decaying some of the flesh that's there, and bits of flesh just start falling off it, and it takes no note of it as it doesn't take any damage. But if that's your turn, Ghost, you're up.
Rounding the corner going, oh, why do we always have to get ourselves into this? Molikov, duck! I'm actually going to take a shot with the crossbow.
Nice. At which one?
The one directly in
Molikov.
front of Molikov.
Yep.
That is a +6 to hit. 17 to hit.
That'll hit.
That is 6 points of non-magical piercing. Unless that weapon is still silvered. I don't know if that's... Nope. Yep, cool.
That's right.
Sorry, if my one was never silvered, my crossbow.
Was never silvered?
No, I silvered my rapier.
Oh, yeah, very good. Yep, just regular piercing.
It seems to do damage nonetheless. Bolt pierces through it, and it still looks at Molikov with intent to kill. Anything else?
And then that very familiar from Ghost behind Molikov, and Envy comes out of nowhere and slams this thing inside of the head.
Nice.
That is a 18 to hit.
That'll hit.
Total of +2. 5 points of force damage.
Nice. Envy rips off one of its arms and it goes flailing out to the side. Next up is Vargia.
Yes, so I am going to, I believe it's 15. Yep. I'm going to use, 15 foot to get up to this one. And I'm just going to, with my mace, just give it a big whack up at the chin.
Nice.
I'm going to use this. That's not that good. 8.
8. You rip your shield out of the ground and waltz over to this thing and swing, and it kind of just like does a limbo back bend, and your mace just flies over it and it clicks itself back up, and it kind of gives a slightest grin at you. You miss.
Sure. Yeah. In that case, sorry, let me just read this for 1 second. Then I'm going to I believe that's 30 feet. It is. It's just 30 feet. As a bonus action, I'm just going to look at this goblin. See, he's obviously we're obviously there to save him and see if he's in trouble. As I kind of like look directly at him as my eyes turn green and this energy starts to form around him. As I'm going to cast as a bonus action Sanctuary.
Nice. As your eyes flash green, you see an image of Tin come behind him and kind of like cover his shoulders, and she's looking to like defend him.
Great.
Alrighty, that brings us to their turn. So let's go from bottom to top. Molokov, this one just yells in your face, and spittle kind of just comes flying off it as it just starts scratching at you with its claws. So it's going to make 2 attacks against you. We've got a 14 and a 12.
Both miss.
Just straight up against your arm. Vargir, that's one is going to attack you with 2 attacks.
Yep.
An 18 and a 12.
18 hits.
18 hits. That is 6 points of slashing damage.
Sure.
And then one is going to rip itself away from this guy and come at you, Puck. That is a 10 and a 12. Jesus, is a common dice. Loaded.
They will miss.
And then this guy is going to get hit.
As he does with Sanctuary.
Yep.
So it needs to make a Wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the creature must choose a new target or lose the attack.
A Wisdom is 14 minus 2, so that is 12.
Fails.
All right.
So it loses the attack.
It goes to attack it, and Tin swings in front of this guy and just glares at this undead creature before it yells at Tin and then sprints towards Puck for a double attack. I'm going to keep the same roll. It's a 14.
Miss.
All right, these things are now swiping at you as well, which brings us to top of the round, which is you, Puck.
Sorry, one
Right.
quick thing. I need to make a concentration, I believe.
Did you take damage?
No, I
Oh,
don't.
yes, you did.
Sanctuary is not concentration. Sanctuary is not concentration.
There you go.
Cool. Puck is a little bit like concerned by the sudden like coming to attack him, but he's all right. He definitely there's an odd tang in the back of his mouth from the necromantic energy that Hera cast before, and it sort of takes him a moment to shake that out of his head. And I will take an attack at I believe the top one, which is the one that I already attacked.
Yes.
With my rapier. Cool. That's a 22 to hit,
That'll hit.
and I've got to get a different dice. It's a different dice. Hey, that's cool. 8 plus. That's 13 points of silvered piercing damage.
Nice. Cut your rapier up at it. It takes the hit.
Great. And I'm going to use my bonus action to. Hang on. Sorry, just got to double check what I can use my bonus action to do. Cunning action dash disengage. Yeah, okay.
Uh-huh.
Going to use my bonus action to disengage. I'm going to move over to next to that guy.
Nice.
And as I get to him, I'll say, just like through the mask, I'm like, "Are you all right?"
He
That'd be
looks
my
up,
turn.
kind of terrified at this mask that you're presenting with, and there's still more. There's still more. And he's pointing at the 2 that you just ran away from.
Sure. Cool. That's my turn.
All right. That brings us to Mol.
Yep, I see kind of like I see that we're trying to defend this guy. I think Molokov sort of pulls up the shield and he's just going to sort of charge this way, and I'm going to take the shove action, trying to trip this guy prone.
Uh-huh.
So I believe that's contested strength.
It will be.
+4. Oh, that is cocked. Yeah. I don't know how my dice tray does this, but it must have like slats at the bottom because it like holds dice.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
perfectly. The randomest. Oh, that's not good. That's only 11.
And 11. You shove past this thing and it plants its feet in the ground and shoves back against you. It doesn't trip over.
All good. I think I'm still going to keep doing what I was doing, and I'm going to just run as far as I can this way.
All right, it'll take a swing at you.
Yep.
And that is an 18.
Or that will just hit.
Hi, sorry, I was muted. As it takes the swing, Envy will like grapple onto its ankle using her reaction to impose disadvantage on the strike.
All right. 19. Sorry.
Yeah.
Ah.
Go ahead.
With a shot.
It was
Thank you.
3 points of slashing damage.
That's my
It's like
temporary.
it rips the ankle off, but because it's undead, it just keeps going.
Yeah. Alrighty. Anything else you're doing?
Considering I took a little hit, he's gonna pull a crank on the armor, and it sort of flashes up with arcane energy a little bit again, and give myself some more temporary hit points.
Nice. All right, Hera, you're up.
Okay, cool. I will see Molokov sort of running forward, Envy nibbling on like a fucking shin bone over there. Okay.
And Ghost, you're up next.
Yeah, I think I will. Okay, that doesn't work. Maybe a little bit of your own medicine. And I'll start walking up towards. Essentially, I'll start walking up to the one. No, I will walk up to this one. And like before I get to it, I'll sort of like start holding my hand out, and that's my own little skeletal sort of hand will come out, and I'll sort of like toss it forward as it grips onto it, and I'm going to cast Chill Touch
Nice.
on this one here. No, that's a 14.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Or 6 necrotic damage.
Nice. You see this necrotic hand come out and grasp this thing as the bones just start to like fall down into pieces before it quickly becomes a pile of bones on the ground. But then you see the head kind of turn and start like clawing itself back together as the bones start connecting.
Okay. I'll sort of see that and like feel sort of the necrotic energy around in this sort of area.
And it's
Sort of
very
watch it
strong.
collapse. Just sort of smile to myself and then watch it sort of twitch and be like, oh fuck. Okay, this is pretty serious. And I'm gonna go use the rest of my movement to go over here by Vagia.
Nice. Good choice. All right, Ghost, you're up.
Yes, seeing Hera fail at doing much about nothing. I'll move up to this point here and aim my crossbow at this one over here, yelling out at the same time, "Hey, if you've got any fucking bright ideas, you scholarly fuck, that can help us out, that would really help!" And take a shot at this one.
All right, go for it.
That is
this
a
one
nat
here?
7. Yep, correct. Nat 17 for a 20 something.
That'll hit.
D6. Oh, yes. That is a 8 points of piercing damage.
Nice. Gets hit by the crossbow.
And then I'll move my last 5 feet to within melee range of this one, pulling the light hammer out of my belt with my other hand, and use my bonus action to smack it while it's trying to reassemble itself.
Yeah, go for it.
Advantage for flanking?
That is correct.
Woo! That is a 16 to hit.
Go for damage.
Whoa! Oh, yes. 8 points of magical bludgeoning.
Nice. You pull out the hammer and just start hammering down on these bones that every time they reconnect, you smash your hammer down and just turn this thing into dust.
Yes. All right. Go get him, love. That's all.
All right. Varga, you're up.
Yeah, okay. I am then just going to look at the situation and look at this one right in front of me as it gave me a big hit and like kind of like jut down into a more like feral position and growl at it. And a natural 20.
Oh, here we go.
I'm gonna smite it.
Okay. Okay. Now, it is an undead creature that adds anything.
It does. Which will be, sorry, I believe 2d8.
3d8 because it's undead.
3d8 because it's undead. One. Sorry, it's hard to see. Yep. Sorry, I'll get these dice more prepped next time.
All good. Bask in the smite.
Wait, so it's max damage.
Correct.
So it's 8, 16, 24, 30 damage upright.
Ooh.
And then another 38 plus another 10 plus another 8. So 56 damage.
You crouch back and glance over to this goblin who is looking at these two running towards him the way Puck came, and you see Tin kind of surround him and then kind of just give you a glance back and give you a nod, and you just uppercut this thing to all high heavens, and it, as soon as your mace connects with it, a light of green almost flashes across the battlefield as you send it way beyond recovering itself.
Hell yeah. And I will then run straight towards here and kind of just like yell at these creatures, almost essentially trying to taunt them towards me and Molokov rather than Puck and the other guy.
Sure, give me a intimidation check.
That'll be a... Oh, fuck. 14.
All right. They kind of take focus away from Puck and the goblin, and both of them will run in to you and Molokov. But they're both going to take swipes at you.
Sure.
So the first one is 2 swipes.
Mm-hmm.
That is an 11 and a 15.
Both miss.
And then the next one is a natural 20 and a 16.
Oof. Yep, we'll hit.
Cool.
The
So,
natural 20 will, the 16 won't, sorry.
so the natural 20 will be 7 points of slashing damage.
Sure. Just 7?
Yes. Max dice,
Wow.
and I rolled a 1.
Nice.
But it does dig in deep with its claws, and you kind of
Yeah.
like you feel it after.
So I imagine these 3 swings that Varga is just like tinging off, then suddenly one claw comes onto his ribs and just goes,
Yeah.
and he goes, oh. Yeah.
All right, Puck.
Seeing these guys come through, Puck is going to slide on over here with the rapier still drawn, and I'm going to hit. Which one of them's looking worse?
I mean, they're undead corpses. It's hard to tell.
Sure. Which is the one? Which is the one I've been shooting then?
I believe it is the one you're next to.
Great. I will hit that one with my rapier. And I'm flanking, so that's advantage.
It sure is.
Great. That is another crit.
Nice. Send it home to mama.
Okay. So hang on. So that's this is even so that's 8. Oh, hang on, that's 1, 2, d6. 8 plus 12. So 20 plus 20 plus 20 plus so 25 plus the roll. Which is 9, 10, 33 points of piercing.
Nice.
Silvered piercing.
Vargir, as you fend off these attacks, you just see this one looking at you and it tilts its head and a rapier just straight through it as it falls and you are met face to face with Puck.
Face to mask.
I'll give a little nod.
All right, anything else?
Puck is going to square up on the other one and going to bonus action. Dog. Going to bonus action hit it with a... oh my gosh. Okay, sorry, going to hit it with a dagger.
Nice. Go for an
offhand
attack.
strike. That's pretty good. I rolled a 19, so
That'll definitely hit.
that'll hit, but I don't get to add much to it. And then it's just going to be a D4. Jeez, okay. So what do I get to add? I always forget. The offhand attack.
Nothing.
Yeah, it's adding to your hit. It doesn't add to your damage, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, okay, cool. Cool. Well, I rolled a 3 on the damage. Oh, okay, yeah, cool. 3 on the damage.
Okay. Molotov.
Fuck, I forget how cool you are. I'm gonna sort of just step over this one's corpse, and I'm making a gauntlet attack, but I'm just gonna try and grab it by the head and like slam it into his knee.
Okay.
It's a crit.
What a fucking session.
This party is going to town with these fucking undead.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. It's still only a D8, but 8 plus it's magic weapon, so it's 13 plus 17. 17 thunder damage.
How do you want to do this?
Yeah, exactly as I said. I just want to grab it by the back of the neck and sort of crush its skull on the knee.
All right. As you do that, it smashes in, and the rest of the corpse just falls down, which will take us out of initiative.
Beautiful nat 20.
Very nice.
I just wanna say, and I with nothing objected to it, but I love how it's the first time I've ever rolled higher initiative and I was still last.
Sorry, hang on. You said high initiative.
Higher initiative.
Wait, what?
Surely you've had higher than 4.
No, higher in the party.
Oh,
Like I'm.
wait, what? You were the bottom of the party. I'm confused.
Don't worry. I
He's pretty much been bottom of the list in initiative the entire time.
Yeah.
But I was one above Michael in initiative.
All right. So, as the undead fall and once again silence encompasses all around you, this goblin is picking up some of these papers and shoving them back into his satchel and thank you. If you hadn't come along, I would have been, well, one of them for sure in no time. How can I repay you? Do you take silver? Or he kind of is looking through his backpack and he takes out 2 silver coins.
Silver or treasures? Or secrets? Your choice.
Well, this is all I have. He'll reach it out to you.
Why are you here?
Oh, just a little bit of research. Why are you
came
here?
on your own? You
I
don't
was-
have anyone with you?
No, not with me. Maybe a dumb decision to travel these by myself, but I'm headed to the mine, the Shard mine.
Is that something we've heard of?
Doesn't ring a bell.
The shard mine?
Yes, yes.
Like a dragon shard?
Oh, you know of the crystals? Yes, yes. Well, some compatriots from my tribe, they've uncovered a green dragon shard. You see, and we're starting to mine it. But there are rumors that there are some inscriptions in the mine, and so I'm going to do a bit of research into what it all means, really.
Is it a mine or is it like a hole in the ground?
Well, I suppose all mines start as a hole in the ground, and then now we're exploiting its resources to gain treasure. But yeah, if you put it that way, it sounds a bit.
Where
Well,
is
it's
this
just
place?
He's taken aback when people start talking at once.
Oh, this poor bastard.
Me?
Oh, sorry. We've heard rumors of such mines. They're not by any means friendly.
No. I haven't been myself, but the messenger who came back to the camp, he explained that the mine was full of minerals and gems, but in order to take from the mine, we must give to the mine as well.
Where's your camp?
Oh, quite a ways from here. I've been traveling for about 4 days now.
From which direction?
He kind of like looks around, looks up at the sun. Oh, well, it would have been about that way. He points west.
Sorry, we didn't catch your name. I've taken off the mask at this point.
Oh, my apologies. My name is Otis.
Otis?
Otis, yes, that's correct.
Otis, when I saw you, you weren't being mauled by these goblins. That's not usual. We've come across a few of them and they just attack. What were they after on your person?
I suppose I seem to have drawn too many attention to one. There are a couple who are more and more appearing in these areas for whatever reason, but if you have one, you can kind of lead it on and maybe lose it around a pillar or whatever, but I seem to have stumbled on a group. They were traveling together. Well, I don't know where they were traveling to. They were aiming kind of aimlessly. But anyway, I got into this spot and there wasn't really much cover, so I don't know whether they wanted my brains or my flesh or what. I don't really have much. He opens a satchel and you see there are just notes and a couple of pens, nothing shiny, nothing of value at a quick glance.
And what were you planning to give to the cave with all of with that?
Well, that's where my tribe is. Maybe put a dark shade on my research. I don't have much to give. I was hoping to maybe catch a bird or maybe give a weapon. He pulls back his cloak and you see it's got a kind of a dagger. Nothing special about it. Apparently, when anything you give to the green shard, it usually accepts it. So maybe even some of my books it might accept for knowledge in return.
What have you previously given it before, you and your tribe?
I've never been to this location, but when we found it, some poor souls of my tribe didn't offer themselves, but the green shard took them. And that's how we figured out that if we keep it happy, it leaves us alone, and we can mine our minerals, and it stays down the bottom and feeds, I guess.
Do you have a map to the green? Or how are you? If you have not been, how are you planning to get there?
By foot. Looks down at his worn sandals.
Oh, well, that is a good form of travel, yes. But I meant, like, how do you plan on finding it?
Well, us goblins have a great sense of smell, and I got told by the folk that returned. So it should be, if I'm not mistaken, not too far from where we are now.
What does it smell like?
What do goblins smell like? Goblins smell like goblins. Mines smell like hard work.
Well, I suppose fierce minds, sweat. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Is
Oh, yeah, you go.
is there more of your tribe there now?
Yes, yes.
Have you ever been disrupted by any other people coming through looking for whatever's in this mine?
Oh, this is a area of conflict. We normally look out for the orcs and the Braylon soldiers, but we keep to the shadows and we keep around the rock pillars, but we usually keep pretty to ourselves. As you can see, we're not tough. We can't hold up in a fight all the time.
And
But
these
our
orcs, have they-
engineers, they're pretty clever getting these minerals out of the ground.
Does this sound like anything that we've understood of what dragon shards do? Like it's Jed Puck doesn't think that's like, they don't feed on things. This doesn't sound like a dragon shard necessarily.
No. Hera would
Yeah.
probably have the most knowledge about it, but dragon shards are
No, that's
used for storing spells, and as you've seen, they are just crystals. They have not powers, but capabilities,
Sure.
but they are crystals.
Yeah. Yeah, Puck's going to turn around and look at the rest of the group and sort of say, are you sure that it's the shard that's taking people? It doesn't sound... We have some experience with them, and that doesn't sound like what I've understood. Does that sound right to any of you?
No.
No, definitely seems like a strange reference. Is green like a specific color of dragon shard as well?
You know that the dragon shards are split into colors, kind of the same as dragons.
Yeah.
You've got your chromatic, you've got your colors.
Yeah,
And the,
gotcha. So
common
not-
ones are the red, green, blue.
Right, yeah, yes. Gotcha. Perhaps this mine of yours is in the same sort of direction that we're looking for anyways. We're trying to find some stuff ourselves out here.
Oh, wonderful. Would you mind being my escort?
Well, that's assuming we're
Excuse
going
me?
to the same place. But which way does it smell like you need to be heading?
Puts his nose up in the air, gives a few whiffs. It's not too far that way. And he points northwest.
Yeah, and if I were to look at the way that the landscape is changing, that's roughly our direction.
It's pretty much aligned with your direction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, I think we're here.
That does seem to be on the way that we're headed.
Oh, wonderful. Well, how rude of me. Who might you be?
Just a bunch of misfits looking for something to do.
Oh, well, maybe you can earn a pretty penny working in our mine.
I'm not a laborer. Look at me.
Oh,
We're very happy to escort you. That's seems
Alright.
like you've been traveling for a while.
yes, it'd be nice to put my feet up and maybe have a bit of a feed when I get there.
Will they be expecting you? Are you...
I think you put a lot on Goblin society structure. We kind of just arrive.
I like your style, mister.
Bargain kind of smiles and nods at that in agreement.
Kind of sounds like a wizard I used to know.
Oh, what was his name?
Escapes me. Gandaldorf?
Oh, I'll have to pick your brains about him sometime. Oh. Well, I'm not too keen on sticking around here if you lot wanting to make a move. Kind of hikes his satchel up on his shoulder.
I'll sort of... pretending it's for my sake, but knowing it's for Hera's, will sort of, give me a second here. And I'm just going to have a little investigate of the bodies and let Hera do the same.
Okay.
I'm going to go to the one that I want to go to the one that Hera is at, and watch what she's doing.
Sure. Give me separate investigation checks then.
think I'll even sort of put one hand sort of touching into the ground and sort of rough it into the like it's sort of sandy dirt sort of thing, but so that my hand's almost like half covered into the dirt, and just sort of take a couple deep breaths and sort of start to feel some of the necrotic energy and see if that can do anything. Wow, it's a good roll. Investigation. That's going to be a filthy 20.
Nice. As you look over this body, it again resembles the similarities between the other undead you found, that these clothes are common. They are old. They're like, way out of style kind of thing. And even just the hairstyle that's still on this one is one that, you see in history books kind of thing. Looks like these bodies are maybe not ancient, but definitely old.
Yeah. It's so strange. There's no way to really tell how long ago these bodies were actually living. And yet here they are, stumbling around the desert.
How long ago they were animated?
Yes, well, it's a whole nother kettle of fish. I think we're definitely getting, I think whatever we're doing is making whatever's doing this getting stronger. There's definitely more around. You heard what the goblin said.
It's not a comforting thought. And Puck's going to reach out and put his hand, just sort of over the chest area of this one. And just for a briefest moment, his eyes sort of roll back into his head. It comes back to normal, and I don't think I'm there yet. But I felt it when you cast your spell. Something strange.
Yes, death can be quite strange to begin with, but once you carry it with you for a little while, it becomes a little bit more bearable. It's still not a good thing. Well, I'm not so sure of that. It's
Something
kind of
about
just
death.
a thing sometimes.
Death and re-death for these previously dead creatures, I think there's something strange about it. Anyway, Spuck's gonna wipe off his hands and stand up. Perhaps we should be moving on.
I'll say,
Yes.
Molotov, you pretty much see the same thing, maybe to not as much detail.
I got a 4.
Sure.
Looks dead.
Looks dead.
Yeah, he looks dead to me.
But I guess, even
I didn't go to zombie school.
with a 4, yeah, you can't really tell much about the bodies, but you are reminded of how they fought. Just the swarming aspect, the getting up after being hit pretty hard, and one of the big reasons was seeing one of Hera's spells not take effect.
Thinking on that and just, sort of for maybe personal stuff, not personal study, but for future studies and stuff. Once Puck sort of turns and is going to leave, I'll sort of do a quick double take, and then I'm just going to put one of the fingers off and slip it into my bag.
All right. Go.
I as they're doing that, I would just like to approach the goblin and gesture to his bag and say, "Looks like you've been traveling for a while. Do you want me to carry that for you?"
He looks at you.
As he munches away on a ration.
Yeah. He's got a chicken wing in there that looks days old.
Oh,
He looks a bit concerned. He goes, "No, I'm quite capable. I don't think I'm that injured." As he kind of covers up one of the scratch marks.
Okay, no worries. And as the last thing I would like to do, I'd like to kind of just like slightly walk ahead and then dip down onto one knee and put my hands out and kind of like ask Tin to come. As I hold her hands, I just kind of look at her and I go, "You all right?"
You feel a breeze come past you, and you feel the sensation of the hand, but you don't see anything, and the rest of you kind of just see Vargir kneeling, facing away. But you get the sense that she is fine, and you did well to protect this being. You kind of get a sense, not directly from the spell, but you get a sense of not evil.
As I'll give her a smile, and stand up and turn back to the party. Right. Are we ready to go?
Oh yes, well, I think it's just, and he just starts wandering off northwest.
As I
suppose
like
we
look
got
at
a
him
guide
walk
back.
past me and turn back to the party.
Obviously, just giving you guys a second as he kind of like waddles off for you guys to just have your own moment if you want it.
I don't think it's the shard that's taking people. Every other one of these that we've seen has had a creature down there. Something is taking their offerings.
Yeah, I feel like that's, yeah, you're definitely right. I did want to say something in case it spooked the little thing.
It'd also
Can
be
I
the
listen
first
out
one.
to? Oh, sorry.
It'd also be the first one that has any sort of natural materials in it. Something's off. Maybe this group of wardens who set this one up were particularly creative.
Perhaps. Let's just keep our wits about us.
Can I listen
Let's
out to
not-
see if? Oh, sorry. I thought you were done.
It's all right. Let's not go rushing in this time. See what it's about and then make a plan.
Yeah.
Hey.
Okay.
Sure, call.
Can I listen out to see if I can hear any more of these like undead screeches that we've heard previously?
Give me a perception check.
That's a 16.
16. You listen out in the silence, and you can just hear in the distance, and maybe it's from echoing from the pillars. You hear metal, and you hear
Metal.
ting, ting, ting.
I think I can hear the miners. Best get going before any more of these things turn up, if they're around. As I'll turn around and
Aye,
start
aye.
following the goblin.
All right. You carry on following Otis for a good, well, better part of an hour before the rocks start getting more and more separate, and then you feel the ground start to slope again. And the sound of metal on metal rings through, a bit more clearer and a bit more clearer with every step you guys take. As you approach this opening, much the same as the others, it's a outcrop that opens up into a clear field. But instead of a pit or a hole in the ground for this, there is the classic kind of sloping ground into that square mine entrance. So the wooden pillars up, and it slants into the ground. And from inside, you see an orange glow of candlelight or firelight. As Otis comes up to the clearing, he goes, "Oh, well, they could have done a bit of decorations for a bit more of a welcome. Hello!" He shouts out, and you hear it echo that "hello, hello" around before the metal stops banging. And maybe a minute or so later, another goblin comes out into the daylight and kind of blocks his eyes as he's wearing these big like welding goggles, and soot is covered around his face, and he's got almost an apron on. He kind of pulls them up over his ears, and you see the green eyes underneath. He goes, "Otis, is that you?" "Yes, yes," and he runs up, and they start talking to each other. "Oh, these are my friends. Just a ragtag bunch of adventurers, apparently, but they saved my life." The other one goes, "Oh, well, I told you not to come. Well, you would have been told not to come alone. Oh, we don't have much to offer. What is your business here?" Looks up at you guys.
I'll just hold up my hand and wave. Vargir, thank you and sorry for intruding. Me and my friends are just coming to look for some specific things around here.
Puck, you notice the new guy's hand kind of drops to his side and is almost just hovering over something underneath his cloak. Well, there's not much around here for folks like you.
What do you mean, folks like us?
Well, not long-eared, pointy, green, small folk.
I mean, I'm at least pointy-eared and small. Is that not good enough?
He seems like, well,
I'll say to him in Goblin.
And I'm green.
I'll say to him in Goblin. Hey, we are all friends of your kind.
"Oh, you speak the tongue," he replies in Goblin.
I do indeed.
I didn't realize. I'm sorry. Are you here to help? What is your purpose?
I'll switch back to common. I suppose we are here to help.
Oh, what offerings have you brought?
Oh,
Well, we're doing some investigating work, and we'd love to have a look at where you're leaving your offerings.
Well, we're leaving them at the bottom of the hole.
And then that's where we'd like to go.
Oh, okay. Well, good luck down there, and don't do anything you're not supposed to.
We're not after your minerals. It's okay.
He
What
looks
are-
like almost like relieved and shocked that you know that. Oh, yes.
Is it
Well,
moved?
yes. It's still hovering, but he's like, yes. Well, yes. There's some rocks down here that could maybe provide use in a museum in Shan or something. I don't know the value of them. Otis looks at him as well and goes, "Oh, yes. Well, I heard mention of these drawings. Can you show them to me?" Yes. Turns around. "Well, I guess welcome to the Green Shard Mine." He beckons you through the door.
Are they gonna come along with us?
It sounds like possibly Otis might, but this guy does not want to go down to the bottom.
Sure. Okay. Cool.
I'm
Okay.
definitely going to be following closely behind Otis as like waiting for the opportunity to chime in and ask about the inscriptions that Otis had mentioned, but then he obviously mentioned the drawings that he wanted to go see. So
Yeah.
like as soon as he mentions that, I'm gonna be like, oh, yeah, that's definitely something I'm
So,
interested in.
as you walk in, you see a very similar hole-like structure that dips down in the middle, but this one has been altered. And you see that there is a wooden bridge across the center, and there's like a central stone pillar as well. And across it, you see a couple of these other goblins with almost slinged over tools, kind of like Molokov's arm, but it's like wrapped around their arm, and you see like a little torch at the end of it burning, like kind of like a clip-on welding tool. And they kind of all look up, and Otis just gives a wave, and they give a wave back before the turning and flame throwing at these rocks. So where are we? We're up here. Just a bit. Go for it.
I think as we kind of come in, I'll look to the rest of the party and just be like, I might actually go over chat with him, and as I'll reference the goblin that kind of introduced us in. But if this thing needs an offering, Molokov's closest to me. I'll kind of like pull out this old, kind of like wooden carving, which like it's a very kind of goblinoid carving,
Uh-huh.
and I'll put it into Molokov's hands, and I'll say, give it this. I've been meaning to find a reason to get rid of it, and maybe this might be it. Just for Reese's knowledge, it's just an old emblem from my tribe,
Mhm.
just a wooden. It's nothing amazing, but
So take it and consider it, and consider you for a second, and just I won't say anything, but just gonna.
I'll meet you down there shortly. I just have a couple of questions I want to ask.
Are you
Sure.
all right?
Totally fine.
Can I insight that?
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Up to you how to answer, Sib.
Sure.
I'll tell you what my roll was first. Insight. 12.
He's fine. I think it's just for him. It's the biggest body of. Yeah. He's fine. He's just a bit like. He seems more. He seems very comfortable at this point. More comfortable than he has been in a while, or since you've known him.
Okay.
All
right.
You stay with this guy up the top, and he goes, Otis, you'll find the inscriptions on the second level down, but don't go any further than that. Send your friends to give whatever offerings, but just be careful, okay? And Otis goes, oh, yes, well, he's already pulling out some papers and starting to pull out some pens as well as he starts heading off down the track this way.
Is there
I
a
won't
cart?
be long.
It doesn't appear to be.
Damn, that'd be awesome.
Damn.
Yeah, I'll be right at the front, right behind the guy if I can.
Okay.
Puck, if there's an issue, just send me that little horn.
Yes. Don't go too far away. It doesn't have the best range, but it's should be better than Hera's communication.
I shouldn't be too long.
Cool. 600 feet, actually, it's a long way.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more than my think. Yeah, I was really hoping there was going to be a cat.
The Vargir will come back to you.
Yeah, take your time. I gotta go bathroom anyway, so.
Cool. The rest of you, Molokov, were you following?
Yeah, I will follow Otis. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. So, to save time moving tokens all around, you see that this wooden planks have been like shoved into the side of these walls here. And Hera, you probably notice more than others that, Hera and Ghost, I would say, that there were carvings on these walls, but they've kind of started to chisel into them and
Chip away.
chip away. But you do notice that each kind of rotation of these stairs fits that 1, 2, 3 lock.
Yeah.
And if you do peer over the side, it goes down about 200 feet, which matches the description. But
Yep.
at the bottom, you can see it's dark, but there's a little body of water. You can kind of just see it there. And inside there is a slight greenish hue. But yeah, so to save moving the tokens around, as you move around, there are little offshoots and rooms, and inside those you see glints and sparkles of all different colors, almost like tiny specks of gemstone.
Gotcha.
You can hear some tools moving and stuff around, and occasionally, like these guys over here, they will kind of like same thing. They've got these attached flamethrower / welder tools. Some have picks, and they kind of look over at you as you walk past, because you're all kind of just walking in a row, and you see these eyes kind of popping out of the little cubby holes. Can I guess you would notice them as well. on some of the offshoots, you see these boulders. They seem to be placed on the tracks, and they look very spherical. Almost as you best guess would be probably from Molokov or Ghost, and that has worked with industrial kind of sites. They could be placed there as fail safes. If anything, if you dig too deep, then it could be a way to clear the path and get out. But as you continue around this first level, you guys will appear on the second level here. I'll just reveal it for you. Unless anyone wants to do anything, yeah.
Yeah, as we go.
Huh?
Sorry.
Sorry. You go, Michael.
As we go, at some point when we walk past one of these little flecks that is particularly stand out on the side of these walls.
Yeah.
Could I take one of my Smith's tools and just give an investigation to see if it looks like gemstone or possibly more like a tiny speck of dragon shard or something like that? Just looking a little closer at what it is.
Yeah, sure. Give me a intelligence check.
Straight and that's cocked. Oh, that was a roller coaster of emotions, but it came out good. 21.
21. Sorry, I'll just move everyone. You look and you see that these resemble a few different gemstones. And with a 21, you will see that there is some lapis lazuli, some obsidian, and some emeralds. But none represent dragon shard. They all seem to be actual minerals and gems.
Yeah, and on that same roll, I guess, is there anything that rings a bell for me in common between the various elements that appear here that might come from a certain condition or something like that, like a specific heat, a specific source? Or does it just seem kind of
Not
like
so much.
a random deposit? All right, cool.
As you get to the second level, you see straight away a big alcove off to the side. And this one here, you notice, has got quite detailed inscriptions on it. And Otis sees this and goes, his eyes light up straight away. There are two other goblins in here, and they kind of got torches, and they look almost like apprentices of sorts. As he walks in and goes, so, what have we got? And they start talking in Goblin to him as he will chat with them and move up to the things. He turns around to the rest of the party and goes, well, this is my stop. Good luck, and if you die, I guess I'll see you in the afterlife. And he turns straight back to the wall and starts sketching. So what would you guys like to do?
I'll elbow Molokov as they kind of, as our guide Otis kind of walks out of earshot. They seem like really nice people. Should we warn them?
I was thinking this, but they're not going to just let a bunch of strangers show up and say, hey, get out of the mine, we're going this. I also don't like that that the party is splitting up here. I don't like leaving here alone. You guys can continue if you want, but I think I shall stay here.
I am finally of the opinion that we should probably stick together.
Good, I'm glad you agree. We stay here then, though we
Hey, Puck! Hold up. Hello. Let's just wait for Vargir to catch up.
Yeah.
Alright. We will cut back to Vargir then. muted.
As I watch the rest of the party leave, I'll turn to this the goblin, and in goblin once again introduce myself. And I'll be like, sorry, I didn't introduce myself before. Vagir.
Oh, hello. My name's Locked.
Lox. How long have you and your tribe been here mining?
As a whole, maybe. I guess it's going on weeks now. We came across it while digging around the rock gardens, trying to avoid the conflict that's always going on. It's subsided a little bit recently, but no, we came across this opening in the forest, you see, and it was strange. It seemed to pull us in. Well, I guess that's the greed of the goblins sometimes. Kind of gives a laugh of it. But no, there was a slight, it was almost smooth in the ground. So we got everyone together and we started digging. Little did we know that there would be an opening underneath. Obviously not very safe, as you can see. So we started making our own improvements. And that's when we found the gems, the emeralds, the lapis lazuli. It's just between you and I. He's saying all this in Goblin.
Yeah.
We could make a pretty penny for these back in the big cities. Now,
I'm sure you could.
I know it's not the noblest form of trade, but well, we could get protection, we could get food for the tribe, we could even get wheels to move our caravans around on. And obviously, that's when we came across the shard at the bottom. Green, glorious green. It sat in the water, and at first we tried to retrieve it. Of course, that could get us tens of thousands of gold pieces. But unfortunately, the two brave goblins that went in there drowned.
Drowned? As in, was sucked in?
They couldn't get out. So, we backed away. Discussions were had, of course, whether we should close it up and leave, but there's so much more in here to harvest. So that's when Craig, he had a grand idea. Why don't we try and give offerings like the folk do in the cities? And so we did. First we threw some swords at it. Then we hunted a few boars and fed them to it. And they all just walk in and drown, and it seems that every time we do that, more and more gemstones appear in the walls.
Craig, sorry, I'm not aware of who Craig is.
Oh, he's not here. He went back to the camp to tell the rest maybe they could send more resources. We knew Otis would be interested in some of the designs on the walls, but others might want to come and have a look at this glorious find. We like to share our spoils.
And excuse my my intrusion, but your tribe just full of your kind?
Yes. How else would it be?
Well, I mean, long time ago, I shared some space with goblins like you two.
Oh, must be those northern folk.
Probably. Right. Sorry, I was thinking of just one more. So it's what brought you? No. I think I'll ask him to show me where the rest of the party went. Do you mind showing me where my friends went? I'm not quite sure of your layout here.
Of course, they'll be in the cavern with all the pretty pictures on the walls, and he'll start leading you down.
Sure. One more question. This Craig, your leader?
No, we don't really have a hierarchy.
Right. Do you all intend coming back here soon?
I don't think we'll make camp here. It's not safe for the children, and we don't want them falling down and playing around with the bottom level. But we'll get as much as we can out, and head back to the tribe and maybe make way for one of the big cities.
And you haven't came into any of these how do I imagining that it's not like a common term, I guess, maybe in Goblin, but like these no longer dead people.
Oh yes, they've been popping up all over the place. Quite a nuisance, really. But if you can hold your own and set them on fire, then
You said you've been here for weeks. Have you encountered many of them, or do you tend to avoid them?
being in an open space, they sometimes walk out from the pillars. But one at a time, they're easy to handle. It's when they start swarming. That's when we get in trouble.
What's the biggest swarm you've dealt with?
Maybe 20.
Wow.
Actually, one time, now he's like off on his own head. We only had 2, and we managed to walk them in here and off the side there. No, I think that's probably one of our most creative offerings we've given.
Not a bad plan. Smart. And I assume as we're walking through this whole conversation, we'll kind of reach for this party, and I'll continue on Goblin. Thank you. I appreciate you hearing me out.
Of course. Now, I wouldn't be wanting to be caught slacking, so I'm going to head back up to the top level.
One more question.
Yes.
You've never came across one of my kind around these parts, have you?
As I think. I've definitely seen your kind before. Not here, no.
Thank you.
He seems pretty genuine in thinking about that. The rest of you see Vargir come and finish up a conversation in Goblin. Hera, you see Otis go up to these walls and look at in amazement as he just starts pulling out his pad and sketching and muttering to himself. And oh wow. Can I get a history check from you, please?
Ooh. Okay. Yeah, I feel like almost as we're like turning to walk in here, and like we're talking with Molotov and Puck, and I would have seen him walk in and start talking to the goblins, and then just like sort of turned and looked in and followed him, and as he stops, just probably not even noticed, and just sort of brush past him and walk like right up to the walls and start like almost tracing them with my hands and just sort of trying to take in as much as I can. Fuck. History. That's only going to be 12.
12. These are well lit. They are stationary. They are only a third of the piece of the puzzle. And unfortunately, there has been a lot of digging, and they've tried to like go for gems in one spot, then realize that it's part of a thing, so they've stopped, and it's actually very patchy, which makes it quite hard to understand. Your best guess is it's going to take some time to decipher them if you were going to.
Yeah, I'm going to sort of grumble to myself and sort of give 2 little side eyes to the other goblins in here. Can't read the fucking things anyways.
Otis will kind of put his eyes up over his scroll, looking at you as you're grumbling, and then look back at the wall.
Does this part of the wall look like it's like a split section of these thirds, or are we looking at like a whole third?
Same thing as
on the line?
Yeah, same thing as before. It's the 3 parts. And descriptions go through them. They're big, huge pictures.
Yeah.
Some of them are little inscriptions. Some of them are like, in their own boxes. But again, it's not lining up with anything. And because it's been dug in, it's not. It's very rough as compared to the previous 2.
I'll go back to the group and sort of like wander into the party and looking back at like these structures that are like made into the thing, and I'll sort of be looking at them, and I guess Molokov's sort of standing by the back. I'll sort of half turn to him and just be like, I think the easiest way to decipher this is to set up the thing, but I could give like a stamp on the fitted to the wall structures. There's going to be some collateral damage, I think.
Yes, this thought had crossed my mind too.
We probably need a way back up if we're going to be going any further down.
Well, we know our friend Vargir pretty well. I think we're going to need to get these goblins out of here before we even touch that shard. He's not going to let us collapse all of this. Who knows what those boulders will do? We're going to be on the bottom floor if it does.
I mean, did you
That's
see
kind
what
of the
they did
impression I got
to
from
the
those boulders,
inscriptions?
right? Like if something were to collapse or like all of that, those are going to fall, and
They're either going to fall, or you've seen it in or read about it in mines and stuff as well, that, you know, there are beasts of the Underdark, and, you know, you set up things that if something's chasing you up, you can run past and knock it, and it will roll down your tracks and kind of,
gotcha.
yeah.
It is both a safety mechanism and completely terrible if the entire structure of the thing you're in were to suddenly, I don't know, rotate
Oh, I don't know.
and start crumble.
Yes, well, I mean, they did cause quite a lot of damage to this very ancient place, so I mean, it's up to you. We should probably tell Barkir.
Hey, you know I like goblins. Leave them alone.
Okay.
Hera slides over to Team Puck slightly.
I can see here
I'm
actually
gonna go
standing there
stab
having
the
a conversation.
What is Team Puck?
You tell me, Puck. What's
Yeah, go look at what Puck has done. He's not an evil character.
Big bad. But yeah, I would say that Otis is now up against the wall, looking at things like you guys have the space to yourselves. And just to note as well that it goes clockwise around, and like here is where it goes down to the next level, or back up to the other level.
Spargy will kind of
about
like
200 feet down.
Correct.
So each level is like 60-ish feet.
Yeah.
Cool.
So it's got a bit of an angle on it.
Sorry, just had to ask a couple of questions. Found out a couple of things about how long they've been here, what they're looking for, what they've dealt with outside and down there.
Do we
Okay.
kind of have a moment to ourselves here? DM? It doesn't
Yeah.
seem like we're being listened to here. It's not normally like me to consider the well-being of others. It is like me to consider lying. If we're going down, we need to. We don't have to do anything, but this place could crumble, and everything in it could be a danger to itself and/or others. Don't want to put them at risk if we're really going to try and make them do things. Plus, this seems different. There's gems in the walls. It doesn't make any sense. And a pit of water that seems to trap everything that stands in it. He didn't tell you about any of that, did he, Vargir?
Sorry, what did you ask?
I'm asking if
You're just dropping out a tiny bit for me.
sorry. I'm asking if the goblin you spoke to told you anything about the minerals in the walls and pit of water.
He told me that two of their tribe went in and tried to retrieve this shard from the bottom, but as they entered the water, they couldn't get back out and drowned. It doesn't seem something we've came across, and as Hera mentioned before, it's certainly abnormal. We need to get them out before we do any of this. And I'll look at Otis and say, maybe let him read his scriptures first. Let him come here what he came to do. Seems their tribe's pretty lacking money. Maybe we can help them out with that at some point.
Do you think maybe we rest outside then for the night?
It's probably just past
That's
midday.
what I was thinking.
Oh. Never mind.
They seem
Oh,
pretty
you're
hospitable
waiting.
here. There's... Oh, sorry, Michael.
No, you're fine. As you were.
They seem pretty hospitable here. I don't see why we can't rest in here for the night. Maybe take watch at the front. I'm sure they won't mind.
I was trying to get away with not offering anything. I feel like I almost don't want to offer something and see what happens.
I think the offering isn't their idea. It's what they don't want to go down there and offer anything. They're just here for the gems.
No, I know. It's not about them. But I'm afraid if we spend the night in the place and we don't give it any shit, maybe it starts spinning who fucking knows. I don't know, lightning bolts from the sky. Shit happens. I think...
Maybe we can ask them when it seeks offerings.
And what it does if you do not.
Well, if they seem to be pretty acquainted with giving it offerings, I don't see why we both have to.
No,
So-
I am not worried about I don't care about the things I have. I can give it an offering. I want to not offer it something to draw it out, is my point.
Oh, sorry. I see.
So did you tell us about the fact that when offerings are made, gems seem to appear on the walls? More gems?
Yeah. As I said earlier, I essentially reiterated.
Sorry, I missed that.
Has anyone heard of something that might do that?
I was gonna say, does that ring any bells?
People can give me an Arcana check.
I'd love to. I get to roll a d4 with those. It's a 13.
Ghost.
Arcana. Plus 6. So 18.
18. Both of you rack your brains. Gems appearing. That's a bit bizarre. The probably Ghost you more can probably relate it to, gems can be hidden a millimeter under the surface.
Oh,
Eh?
I'm an idiot. Yep. As you were.
You sure?
Yep.
Gems can be a millimeter under the surface. The more you dig, the more you're going to find. That's probably the only correlation you can make with them appearing. But that's coming from experienced, having talked with experienced dwarven miners and stuff like that. Whereas these guys seem to just be hacking at the walls and seeing what they find.
Cool.
I guess to you, Ghost, the correlation might be that this might be played up in their heads.
Yeah. It's not the point it's not adding up. It seems like there's no real correlation between offerings and finding gems.
Correct.
Yeah. That's fine.
It's all very confusing, but they did say that a lot of people have gone into the water and gone and drowned themselves. That sounds pretty real. That's not the kind of thing that you would misconstrue, is it?
Well, so far from what I've heard, it's only been 2.
Probably plus a couple more, 2 originally.
Ah, sorry, 2 originally.
So whatever's in there keeps them trapped.
I think we can tell them that we're going to go down to the bottom and that if they hear any noises to be careful. But
Perhaps we tell them to wait at the top level. You have
They
your
didn't seem to
horn.
trust us, is the problem. They didn't seem keen to leave us alone. They might think we're trying to take over.
Knowing the greed of goblins, I don't think they're going to be exactly willing to just leave.
No, and I don't want these boulders dropped on my head.
I think as soon as we start to even whisper of a evacuation, they will realize we are here to do something, and they will try to stop us from doing the thing. They don't
They
know
don't-
what it is, but I get the feeling that they will stand in our way, and I don't feel like cutting down goblins today.
I agree.
Oh Jesus, fuck! You had to go there so quickly.
They
Look,
don't seem to
well,
have a.
I can't believe I'm the one who's saying this, but why don't we tell them the truth?
That's
That we've
what I'm
been to one
saying.
of these sites before.
That's what I'm saying, though, is this moment we do, they're going to try and stand in our way. And as soon as they realize that we are trying to essentially destroy the place.
Look, that one,
What
as
do-
I reference Otis, seems to be a lot more intelligent than the rest of them. If we at least, they don't seem to have a hierarchy. No one's gonna be able to give them orders, but if we can at least convince him to say and try convince the others that if anything starts, you need to run, maybe we have a chance. But
Look, all I'm saying is that we tell them that we've been somewhere like this before and what happened, and they either believe us or we don't. Or they don't.
I think that sounds fine. I mean, they're not. Even if they try to stop us, I think we present a pretty imposing force.
Well,
All we want
why,
is to go down to the bottom.
why don't we start making our way down there anyways? And Targir, why don't you go and tell Otis, and then that way the plan is already in motion. If they want to stop us, they have to come all the way to the bottom, which they seem scared of anyways. So what they can wait at the top and then see that we're not stealing their gems. I think we're using up a lot of daylight at the moment. I look, the sooner we get this done, the sooner we can get out of here and get back onto what we're actually doing.
DM, from my understanding of, I don't have a lot of understanding of Dragon Shards. I'll ask Kara. Hey, so spitball me here. You've been reading up on these Dragon Shards. One of this size, and I tap my briefcase.
Hmm.
Could, let's say, a wandering tribe of goblins cause some absolute chaos with one of these? Or are we just talking about a lot of the money?
Well, I mean, provided whatever spell was in here is broken or released since we've transported it to a different realm, which I'm not 100% sure of, but not quite sure how arcane works in that sense. But provided they don't have enough of a spellcaster to put anything into it, it's just going to be a pretty gem, which they would sell for a lot of money, sure, but would you not be worried that someone willing to pay a lot of money for a gem would be capable of putting a very powerful spell into that gem? I mean, I think I know what you're trying to do here, but I mean, I can give them some gold and I'll like pull out like 5 gold pieces. If I mean, we can. They like money, and they have lots of gems already. He says
If
they've
I-
been mining here for weeks.
If I rack my brain, DM, and just do some hard and fast math with my experience with the dwarves, from what it seems like they're mining and the amounts that they could mine it, how much do I think they could get in a day's work? Monetary value for a raw cut stone, raw uncut stone.
A bit hard to tell
or-
because it's you're not sure what kind of methods they're using. You're not sure how many they have sitting in their pockets, or if they've already transported some out.
For sure. So you're talking like, am I estimating a few gold or 100?
Maybe up to 100, I would say.
Okay.
Like a decent pinch.
Look, it hasn't come up because we've been busy and moving, but I found this in the first or second pit. It was for us. We can add it to the privy, but maybe 50 gold will encourage them to put down their tools for the day. Let us mess with the gem before.
I mean, I'm no goblin expert, but Molotov, does bribing usually work? Oh, he's not here.
We didn't respond to gold.
You'll have to move closer to his computer.
They definitely respond to gold. We work as well.
Okay.
I mean, we're spitballing.
Yeah.
I don't want to cause. Why don't we give all this an hour, and then ask him his opinion. You're right. Gary, seems. But you trust him, I guess I do too.
Why are we waiting?
Not to cause collateral damage? Question mark. And get ourselves killed in the process.
Look, let's came as we said, as Puck said before. Let's go down, check out the area, come back up, make a plan. Then we can carry on.
I can go and scout it out if you want to try and convince them.
Okay.
Give me a
Just
few
in case
minutes.
they don't respond well, maybe I can keep someone here with me. Just in case. I'm not exactly comfortable with going up against several goblins at once by myself if they decide to not like what we have to say.
Oh my gosh. On your hero. I'm just to be clear, I'm suggesting that I can go ahead and scout, and the rest of you can stay here and either look at the pretty drawings of your hero and try and convince the goblins to leave, even briefly. So
Yeah, all right, maybe.
The way I'm seeing it is like you would have everyone else with you.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe just in case, because obviously they have blocked off something. You know, just in case if something comes from below, maybe you take Ghost or Hero or someone that's just as stealthy with you to at least have your back.
Not stealthy, but I'm definitely itching to get down.
In fairness, I think I'm stealthier without them, but
All right.
I've got this, and I'll nod at my horn. I can ask for help, and I've got the grappling hook if I need to try and get out quickly. I won't
As soon as
touch
you ring,
anything.
as soon as you ring that horn, we're coming straight down.
Weapons drawn.
All right.
I'll try and not touch anything. I just want to see what we're up against, see if we can get any information.
I love how you said that.
All right.
Except
You'll try not to touch anything. That's exciting.
So my understanding is that Puck is heading out by himself. The rest of you are hanging out in Otis's little cave drawing cave.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna try collect as many goblins as possible and convince them.
Okay.
Talk to them about the situation.
I'm definitely gonna wait for like not like a lull in conversation, but like a lull in attention. So like almost I guess when Vargir goes to go in and if everyone sort of turns to follow, I'll sort of like turn and then not follow and just sort of stand silently for a second and watch Puck leave, and then turn back to the group. Then I'm just gonna sort of start following Puck.
Curious.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Curiosity killed the
Probably
cat.
saying like 20 to 30 feet behind him, not like walking fast after him, but just sort of
Sure.
knowing that I was supposed to probably stay with the group. But curiosity killed the cat.
I'm going to say give me a stealth roll, and not the party, but Puck, can you give me the perception?
19.
Oof.
You know I'm following you.
I would say he's keeping his distance for sure, and he's keeping quiet. This is not a stealth roll based on how quiet he's being, it's just how much you would have noticed it.
Yeah, I got a 9.
But it's almost that, you can tell someone's just back there, and you can do whatever you want to do with the information. But as you rotate around this level, you approach the bottom level. And I will just move you to...
I'll probably pick my pace up and try and just get a little more distance ahead of Hera.
Sure.
But otherwise, I won't do anything yet.
Sure. You pick the pace up, and what happens is you come to you see it is the flat ground, and there is the tracks continue down one side, and a bridge continues over the other side, which goes above this water. Now it's getting quite dark down here, but there's still firelight from above, and you can see that in the water, it is almost giving off a light source, a greenish hue, almost the same as the blue and the red crystals were giving before. You see it's from this distance, maybe, I don't know, 5-10 feet deep, and right in the center of this water, as the bridge goes above it, you see this green dragon shard crystal just floating. It's not on the ground, and it's not floating buoyant on the top. It's kind of in the middle, as I will show you what you see. Yeah.
And so where's the glow coming from?
Under the bridge here, yeah.
Okay. And the path continues on. Okay. Are there still
I'd say that here's like it's kind of rubble. They haven't dug they've dug about to here.
Okay, so like that. Essentially, that's the end of the map.
That's the end of the map. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Cool. Are there still carvings on the walls?
You look around, and down here there are carvings on the walls, but they are again very patchy.
Sure. And does it look like they've been pulling gems? Like there's still gems down here?
Doesn't look like there's any gems down here.
Interesting. And this little alcove here. Oops, sorry, I got the wrong.
Again, dug in, and then it kind of just ends. It looks like for the most part,
cool.
this is the most cylindrical layer, and there hasn't been much work done here. Same with down here as well. They've kind of dug around a corner and then stopped.
Mm-hmm. All right. I guess I'll do a bit of looking around. So I know that there might be some look for like footprints in the patchy dirt or whatever it is down here. And I'm trying to see if I can spot some bodies. I'm going to flick the mask down.
Yep.
Just out of habit. And I've got my little dagger with light on it. I'm going to have just be poking around, doing some investigating, trying to work out, looking at the central pillar and things. I'm trying very carefully to checking for traps and trying to not set off things. And that kind of stuff. But yeah, looking at the pillar and working out if there's anything to do with that, looking for the bodies in the water, or anything like that, or anywhere like a false door or something like that.
Give me an investigation.
That's another crit. So it's a 20 for so is it investigation?
Yep.
There's a 26.
26. Using your light and not traveling too far forward, but with a crit on investigation, you see that the bottom layer here definitely has the most clearest drawings that you've seen. You do see quite a few footprints in the sand going back and forward towards that water, and I'd say if you were comfortable getting to about there as you came out, you could just see in the water, you see that green dragon shard, and around it in the green hue you see a dagger floating in the water and a skeleton below it, and a pouch of silver but they all seem suspended in different heights in this water.
Hmm.
But it seems like a lot
Okay.
has been thrown in here.
Yeah, sure. Like all the offerings. Anything on the pillar?
It's just a rock pillar in the center.
Okay. Does it have carvings on
No
it?
carvings.
Is it like weirdly smooth or anything? Is it just like a rock pillar?
It's pretty natural.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. And it looks like the dragon shard is underneath where the bridge is.
Yeah, I'd say probably just off to like probably about there,
Okay.
and it looks about five-ish foot deep.
And you said there's footprints going in and out of the water?
As in, like, no, not into the water, like towards it, and then they've obviously thrown something and then backed away from it.
Ah,
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
on the
okay.
stand, I think he said.
On the sand, yeah, correct.
Yeah. I'm gonna hop down onto the sand then.
Okay, you jump off. It's a little bit loose.
Oh, I needed 1 second. Sorry,
Oh, good.
my headphones just turned off.
I would like to say I'm doing my best to keep watch over that body of water from where I am.
Copy that.
All right. Sorry.
You jump down, and the sand is loose-ish, but it's pretty. You can tell that there's solid ground not far below it. But you do leave footprints as you land. Hera, you also poke your head around the corner and see maybe about half-ish of that stuff, but you can definitely see the green illuminating the bodies and the bits and the offerings.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I was sort of like knowing that I may have been. Well, actually, I don't know if I've been spotted by Buck. He hasn't reacted or anything, so
You
I'm
wouldn't
sort of
know.
just. Yeah, it's sort of probably be looking behind me, be like, just see if I can see the group or anything, or like, and then like sort of poking my head around the corner, and I'll wait for Puck to sort of jump down and then sort of lean a little further out, and I just sort of want to, I guess, try and sense if there's like. No, I suppose I don't have anything like that. I'll just be sort of looking around, I guess, the walls and looking for anything that looks like I don't know how to like describe it. Like anything that looks like a guardian or some sort, like the
Yeah,
depiction of a guardian.
sure. Give me investigation.
$13.
13. Just like the last two pits, this is not a story of what's in here.
Yeah, true.
And so you're looking at it with trying to get this information, and that doesn't make sense. Like, you're losing your place a little bit, because, and then you click, oh, of course, this is a third of the story about whatever's in the center.
Yeah, it's nothing to do with the looks. Yeah, I suppose I'm just like almost thinking of ways to help, and then thinking too much and working myself back around, and probably start muttering to myself.
You can definitely hear his muttering, but
Oh, yeah. Puck on the sand there is like, if you come any closer, you'll see Puck is just like already looking at where you are.
I definitely won't be like going any closer, but I'll probably like. Actually, I guess I'll like mutter like to myself a little bit, and then I'll like look down and around and notice you, and sort of make eye contact and be like,
Yeah. You just see like the emerald eyes and just
"I'll shut up," and just stay where I am.
all right, back up in the cave. Bagheer, Molotov, and Ghost.
Yeah. Firstly, seeing Molokov like reactionally kind of like head to check. I think I'm guessing we all have. This is. I'm guessing we all kind of like realize that Hera's not here.
I think you'll eventually notice. Molokov's probably noticed first, but you
Yeah.
guys did have a task to do.
Yeah, I'll just head over to Molokov, touch him on the shoulder, and tap the rock, and just send a little divine sense out as my eyes roll back, and I pulse out this divine sense.
Yep. Celestial, you get a
Hey,
ping
I'm still here.
from Ghost.
Yeah.
Fey, Fiend, or Undead?
Fey, fiend, or undead. Yeah,
No sense.
no sense. As I look back at
Fascinating.
Molokov, I kind of tap him on the back. They'll be all right. As I turn back and head to where Ghost kind of led into where Otis is.
Sure. No, it doesn't make full sense. It's almost like it's not the full picture. I wonder if he's just muttering to himself.
I kind of look at Ghost to see who's leading charge on that.
You look at Ghost, and Ghost is visibly having a moral conflict.
Otis turns around and goes, "Here, hold this," and gives you a torch. No, a little bit higher, a little bit higher. That's it.
You realize I'm only fucking okay.
Aziz,
yeah, sure.
light.
Otis,
Yes.
we've something quickly to talk to you about.
Sure. Turns around, puts his satchel, his notepad in his satchel.
As I look at Ghost, I look back to Otis. We've been to a space very similar to this before.
Oh, there's more mines?
In a sense, yeah. Not quite similar to this. Nothing with your gems.
Oh.
But there was a shard at the bottom of the mine, as you would call it.
His eyes light up a little bit.
We've came across two of them,
His eyes
Oh.
widen a little bit more.
all varying in space and what's inside, but what we've came across hasn't been exactly safe.
Well, you can't get rich without taking a little danger, am I right?
I agree, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about what's below it.
Oh.
We believe that these are locks. These shards are locking away something a lot darker than the undead you've sensed and seen outside
Locks?
and came across.
You mean they're a key to something?
I wouldn't say a key, more of a
A barrier?
more of a bolt or a nail in a piece of wood.
I see. Fascinating. Oh.
No. Hardly fucking fascinating. Why am I still? Look, you don't know us. We're a bunch of fucking strangers from nowhere.
Oh,
But
yeah.
we've seen these things before. A similar place. It wasn't full of gemstones. It was empty holes full of darkness and death and destruction. And when anybody decided to mess with them, bad things got released, and people died.
Well, I'm sorry you didn't find anything in where you were looking, but this is ours. And it seems people have died, but if that's what it takes, we'll be out of here in no time.
That's the problem. Is this is not yours. This belongs to something a lot darker than anything you've seen before.
You see
This doesn't belong.
his eyes come down a little bit.
What is he looking at?
No, it just kind of like his eyes were wide open about the dragon shards, and now they're coming a bit more back to serious.
Oh, sure.
Whatever this is locking away, it's not something you will survive when it gets unleashed, and we're here to find that before anyone else does.
And you want to unleash it?
We want to make sure it goes into the right hands.
And I suppose those hands are yours.
Here's
For
the
now.
thing. You don't get to keep what's down there.
And
Nobody
and
does.
eyebrow raisers.
It doesn't leave any trace. You mess with it enough, that shard down there will explode, unlocking the thing that is probably drowning those people in the water down there.
Oh,
And it will try to kill many more of us.
the way I see it, we've struck a bargain.
Well,
Have we not?
here's the flip side. Once it's released, and you take care of the problem, which we're fairly certain we can do, these carvings will all make sense. They're not in the right order, not yet. Taking that nail out of the wood releases the lock, which shows you the true pattern.
Go on. He seems to be like swinging backwards and forwards in the pendulum. He seems to be on side at the moment.
Take a look at this, and I'll pull out my notebook, which will not have many, but a few of the reference diagrams, and I'll point to pieces on the wall. See here? They don't align. And that level above us, something like this.
Kind of looks at your notebook. Oh, fascinating. These symbols, you've seen them in the previous sites you've been to?
Indeed. But look, the only reason we're telling you this is because, well, these offerings, we can make our own, but if our offering is large enough, we're gonna cause some damage to this place. The whole room will shift, and it could bring down your structures.
He seems taken aback.
It could possibly get you killed. Look, all we're
What we're
asking
Say again?
is you take it. All we're
What we're-
asking. No, you go ahead. You go ahead, Vargir. You know what? You take over.
Maybe if you speak in Goblin, I'll understand you.
I
drop. Go ahead.
What we're asking is for you and your people and your tribe to leave this cavern before anyone gets hurt. Not by us, not by you, but by whatever force is harboring this space.
And what happens next?
Hopefully something more for your people. And we'll try to find a way of helping you. But you help us first. And I promise you that.
And all we have to do is leave?
Yes.
Chris is just watching both of their reactions to see if this is going well or not.
Leave the minerals?
Leave the minerals.
Leave the history?
We can give you the history of what we find.
You can both roll persuasion, or one can roll with advantage.
Mom?
-1.
Okay, I got a +3, and I can make that bigger.
You're speaking in Goblin. I was about to say it makes more sense if you're rolling through for this.
I will use my Channel Divinity to give myself +5 to Persuasion. And I'll be rolling at advantage with a +8. That's a natural 20 +8.
Of all days.
Of all days.
That's like 6 now? 7?
Mm-hmm.
You lean down to him,
It's my
and
second of the day.
I imagine in Vargir style, you put your hand on his shoulder, and you basically, with those final kind of words that you were just saying, you portray to him that you will give him back this space. They just need to vacate temporarily. and the tension is thick between the two. Ghost, you're watching both reactions, and it's very hard to tell. Before you see his shoulders kind of drop, he puts his pen in his satchel and he goes, "Well, we'll be waiting outside." He turns around to his torchbearers and he goes, "Time for lunch. Think we'll take an extended one." And gather their things, and you see them kind of yelling at each other. The rest of you notice that the goblins start to vacate the premises.
Oh, what the hell did you say to them?
Only with your help, that was possible.
I thought I did a pretty fucking terrible job there. I'm not gonna lie.
You didn't. At all. Thank you. But look, as he said, it's an extended lunch. It's not much time.
Oh, is that what he
Sadly.
said? Oh, good to know.
And when I say that, you can tell that he's not telling the rest of them the full story.
Yeah.
You know, he's kind of being like, "Let's just get out of here. These guys are going to do some things. You know, trust me. Blah blah blah."
Uh-huh.
Do I get a sense of like how much time? Like it's not like obviously it's not like
It's
a
probably
long
along
rest,
the
figure it
lines
out kind
of what
thing.
you said, is that it's not going to be long.
Yeah. So whatever we want to do, we got to do it fast. Than anticipated.
Oh, I hate this. Going in blind, under a time crunch. I need a couple of minutes. Buy me a couple of minutes.
All right.
Okay.
And
As you
then
spend a
we'll tackle
couple
this.
of minutes, we go back down to Puck and Hera.
I start ritually casting Detect Magic.
Okay. What are you guys doing?
Yeah, so I just said shush, and Puck is going to very carefully make his way across to like here or here maybe. If I can do that.
Yeah, so you can.
Great. So he's going to go to here and then sort of like just look out. He's got the grappling hook ready to go, and then try and look under here at see what else I can see underneath there.
Sure. You look in, and again, this whole body of water kind of sits there. I know there's a waterfall on the thing, but it's not a waterfall into it. It's kind of maybe just trickling, you know, wet rock. But it kind of, with that natural 20 on your investigation before carrying on still, the water kind of hits the surface and then starts to almost spread over the surface of the water.
Sorry, hang on. Say that again.
So the water's trickling down the rock, and then it kind of almost hits the water and then starts to spread over the top of it. Hera, you
Right.
are jumping down as well, I see.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll wait till sort of Puck moves forward a little bit again, and sort of be quite entranced by the thing, but I also don't want to stay like too far away from Puck now, realizing that I'm actually quite far away from the rest of the group. So I'm kind of, but I don't want to get too close at the moment. I'm just gonna like go along this back wall,
Sure.
sort of just be like keeping an eye on Puck, sort of trying to work out what his plan of attack is here. Does
Yeah.
it look or feel like the room like in the other like the top of the second pit that we went to, is the ground slanted at all towards the corner where the water is? Does it feel like it's like
Not
flat down here?
Yeah, but it's pretty flat. What you do notice is that just there's a lot of stuff in this water. You know, there's
Yeah. And so, but the water, so like it's flat, and then obviously it goes down into where the water is. It's just like a
yeah, it kind of like slopes off.
hole. Yeah.
But you know, now you're a bit closer, and you get this as well. You see a couple of vials of potions. You can see a couple of empty vials. You can, you know, it's very a smattering of stuff.
Okay.
A couple of gold coins show their, you know, glint. But the prime case is this green dragon shard.
Yeah, yeah, and I sort of want to be like looking around the water, almost trying to look past the objects to see if I can see like any movement in the water at all.
No movement. It's very still.
Hmm. Yeah, like the water's coming. I know it's just trickling, but it's trickling down and then spreading across the top, but it doesn't. Like it's very still. The rest of the water doesn't look like it's moving at all. There's no current. All the things are just floating where they are. They're not like even bobbing.
They're not even bobbing.
They're stagnant. Okay. Interesting. 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 I might actually. Oh, sorry.
No, you go.
I was just gonna say I might, knowing that I'm supposed to be quiet, I might just grab my ear and message to talk to Puck and I'll just be like, what are you thinking?
I think that it's somehow causing some time magic.
You think like the mist?
Sorry, say that again.
I say, do you think like the mist?
Something like that. The water doesn't. It's like things are frozen in place. Something is odd about it. Maybe we should see if the others are ready to come. But I'm not sure there's much more for us to discover here.
Okay, I'm sure they'd want to be far behind us.
Does it look, Reese,
Yeah.
like it's a pretty clear line of sight from here to where the dragon shard is?
Yeah. Like it's let's just say it's that square below that pillar there, 5 foot
Yeah.
deep.
Yeah, cool. All right.
And from here you can
Yeah,
see that it goes about maybe 10 foot deep. So it's kind of sitting bang in the center.
Yeah, cool. I will carefully go back the way I came.
Okay.
Trying to basically retracing my footprints.
Sure.
And I'll just sort of point here back that way.
All right. As you point, you start to see the shadows of the other three coming down. So you guys can move your guys down to here.
Wonderful. Assuming I finished setting up essentially a monocle that acts as my detect magic.
Yep.
Is there anything I pick up on my way down here?
How far is the reach on it?
It's a 30-foot radius.
Probably nothing straight away, but you do get a sense that there are magical essences around.
Cool. Lasts for a few minutes. That's cool. I'll pull Envy out
Sure.
on our way down.
As soon as we get a eye line with Puck and Hera, from this point do we have eye line with them? Are we?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Yeah. I'll look at them both and say, we've got some time. Goblins have taken an extended lunch, but not as long as we anticipated.
This has typically been a fairly fast process. It's over there. It seems to be freezing time around it or something like that. It's a bit hard to say exactly what's happening, but yeah, something's being stopped or frozen. There are things floating that shouldn't be floating, like a metal dagger is just floating in the water, and the water that trickles down just sort of glides on top of the other water.
Well, how about we give it an offering?
Bargay was just about to pick up a rock to go throw it in it to see what happens to it.
Hold on.
Are we trying to break it or are we trying to take it?
Into the water. Sorry, not into the
Cool.
shard. Just into the water. See what happens when the rock hits the water.
Okay.
I will pull out the cracked drift globe and tap it a couple of times.
All right.
It'll light up.
It lights up.
Positions, everyone?
Vage will, I guess, like probably stand about like here and just try give like a good underarm lob to just once everyone's kind of ready to see what
Before-
happens to the.
Before we go, I'm gonna take out my rope. I'm gonna just tie some loops into the ends. I think anyone who has a rope should tie a couple of loops in there and just see if someone starts getting stuck, we can pull each other out.
Good call.
I'm going to go onto the beach, so whoever's coming with me, you can be tied to me.
I'm with you.
All right. Just move.
Maybe
this way.
not to make any classic observations, but maybe if we're tying off to people, maybe we would keep the stronger people maybe tied up to people. It might be easier for us to drag you out if anything happens.
That makes sense.
I turn around and hand you the other end of a rope.
What about Envy? A big metal creature surely can pull.
Hold on.
But as you pass me the rope that's attached to Puck, I'll like kind of like put one of the loops round my arm. Oh, Puck, sorry. And kind of like twist around my arm so it's just kind of ready to tug.
This is when you notice that there are no more sounds coming from above you. The mine seems to be empty.
Yeah, I think he might have been kidding, Vargia.
About what?
Just, I think that he was just having a joke at the size difference.
Oh. Right.
Have you seen what I've built? It's incredibly fragile and delicate. Everything is placed precisely where it needs to be. Not too much more strong than I am.
I see.
Maybe you can go with Molokov.
Hey, wait.
So what's happening?
It's a whole lot of.
I'm
It's a
ready
whole
to
bit-
throw this pebble and this rock and
So you're holding a rock. Ghost is holding a drift globe.
My understanding was that Ghost was going to come down onto this pebbly beach with me, and we were going to have a rope between us.
Sure.
oh, I see.
Was that what you thought, Michael?
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
Let's make that happen then.
I look to the two up above on the docks, and the other two. I'm like, hey, come on, guys, we've done this twice. You can do it a third time. This isn't nothing new to any of us. You're all strong and capable in your own rights.
All right, settle down.
Hi, just trying to build some camaraderie. Ah, fuck it. Yep, let's go.
All right.
Puck,
I'm gonna.
second brevity. I'm with you. You're leading me forward. I'm tossing the drift globe in.
All right. As you move closer to the pool of water, your detect magic starts pinging on some of the items in there.
I would like to move just in front of Puck.
Okay.
I'm
And
gonna stand
so
quite
from-
close to Puck and Ghost.
From what you described earlier, there was items sitting relatively stationary on the surface of the water.
Not the surface, maybe like a couple of inches underneath.
Fantastic. I'm gonna aim right here.
Okay. You just biff the drift globe.
Yep.
Flies through the air, and the light illuminates the cavern, and you see the drawings all over the walls before it hits the surface and stops. Now illuminating under it in kind of almost a sheen look, like almost like a murky look. You see all the items down there, some potions, some daggers, some gold, some scrolls that look all wet and wrapped up, and then the drift globe starts to sink.
Did it
Hey,
seem
Hera.
to like when the drift globe hit the water? Did it seem to like instantly stop, or was it like was there still momentum as it came through, or was it just like
Yeah, it kind of instantly stopped, and then like a second later started to
right,
descend.
okay.
Now it sits maybe a foot under, and you see the light kind of start to flicker.
Maybe we see where this water's coming from.
Did we see any as we came down the circuit, sort of on the way down? Did we see like trickles of water and stuff?
Possibly like as you would in a cave / cavern, but nothing major. More that just like damp stone, you see sometimes, and water's past it, and yeah. And even this is very minuscule. It's just a small trickle of water. It's just that you notice that it kind of starts to spread out.
Sure. I don't know if it's the water, Vargir, or if it's the shard within. I'm going to take out my grappling hook.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to move just one step in front. And I'm going to shoot it at something that looks like I could like hook the hook around, maybe.
Okay.
Like, I don't imagine I can grip onto a globe with the grappling hook.
Sure.
But maybe there's like the dagger or something I can go past it and then pull through, kind of thing is the idea, or whatever it is.
Yeah,
like
sure.
that.
But not the shard.
Not the shard itself. I want to see if I can move anything else.
Okay. Give me a attack roll.
For the crossbow?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. That's a hand crossbow. That's a 22.
You fire your grappling hook, and it almost it does slow down as soon as it hits it, but it does just go past the dagger, and you kind of like see it like almost sink a little bit, and then it kind of rests on top of it.
Does it like lose momentum as it goes?
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. I will start trying to pull that in.
All right. As you pull it, it gets taut real quick, and you give it a tug, and it seems like it's going to take a bit of effort to pull this out. It kind of catches on the dagger, and now the rope is taut. Do you continue?
Vargir will reach round and just help fucking give it a big
Sure.
wacko.
Give me a joint strength check.
Oh no. That's a natural 1. The polar opposite.
That's a 14 from Puck.
14. Puck, you go to yank it, and Vargir almost doesn't push you out of the way, but goes to try and help, but just puts his arm in the wrong place, making it a little bit slack for you. So you pull it taut against him, and he tugs it as well, and you kind of slip Vargir and fall on your bum. So I'm going to say you're counted as prone. And as you do, you see the grappling hook come back like a couple of inches, and then you see the gap that it leaves kind of start to fill up as well. And that's when the surface of the water starts to almost bubble and grow as it starts to come up in a gelatinous form.
Oh no! I knew it was the
As
fucking water.
I saw a couple of you clicking on to what this was.
Yeah.
The gelatinous cube will rise out of the water, and we
Uh-huh.
will roll initiative.
Oh, of course it will.
Yeah, as soon as me and Puck got down and you said the water was trickling over something, I was like,
Yeah.
it's not water that's holding it, it's gel.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. That's
I
probably
picked up on it as soon as he said things were like suspended, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
great.
Cool.
You
In that mind, that's probably the
It's
best
just like-
initiative roll I've ever had.
All right, let's go through it with Ghost.
Let's see if you're last again. I got a 19.
Molotov,
I got a 16.
Hera,
I got a 3.
Oh!
Puck,
19 as well.
Bargier.
19 minus 1.
Oh,
Oh!
and my gelatinous dice.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Oh, okay, okay.
Here we
So, Puck, you're going to jump ahead of of Ghost.
Yep. His dex is higher.
Alrighty. So, as this thing starts morphing its way to the surface, all the items start coming with it, and the green dragon shard stays in the center. So,
As in the center of the gelatinous cube.
correct.
Disgusting. Okay.
Puck, your grappling hook is still inside this thing. You've pulled it a little bit, and you've noticed that it like kind of ripped through it a little bit. But just checking that it's not immune to that. No, it's not. So it's ripped a little bit of it, but it's still inside this thing. You're up first.
Cool. Puck's gonna, I was worried about this. And going to, like, still with one hand on the rope, I'll say, Varga, we can try and keep pulling. And with the other hand, my hand crossbow will magically reload, and I'll loose another shot into it. Actually,
Okay.
I'll use my bonus action to get steady aim on that.
Sure. You almost use the rope to steady yourself, and
Yeah.
roll with advantage. Go for it.
Go. That is a 15, which makes it a 22.
22 will hit this thing. It is
Great.
huge.
Good. I'm tiny. That's a 13 plus 5, so 18 points of piercing.
Nice. You see your crossbow bolt just kind of almost suspend itself in space, but there is a kind of a tunnel behind it as you're trying to damage this thing. All right. Anything else?
I'm probably going to, because it's, I think it's a 60-foot rope that was attached to it, like really slender rope. I'm going to back up. Can I keep trying to hold on to the rope, and I'm just going to back up? Actually, not that far. I'm probably just going to go there. Yeah, that's probably just there.
All right, you wiggle around, everyone. Ghost, you kind of duck under this rope as it is your turn.
Oh, the whole fucking shard's alive. Fuck that. Boom.
Nice. Pulling out the pistol.
Yep, backing up and pulling out a pistol.
All right, roll to hit.
That is, I need a flat surface for this. So cocked. All right, that's pretty dang good. Plus 6, 24.
That'll hit.
All right, come on, let's roll a 10. No, though that is 10 points of magical piercing.
Bang! This echoes around the cave, and all of you kind of hit your ears as this gunshot goes off, and the bullet does that slow motion like ripple thing it does through water, and stops about halfway through. That was 10 damage total.
Uh-huh.
All right. Varga, anything else you'd like to do?
Yeah, we're moving about almost as far back as we can go. You're going, Envy!
You kind of start backing up. Varga, you are up.
Yeah, sure. So,
Sorry, did Envy need to go?
Yeah, gonna run forward, take stance at the edge of the water, and take the dodge action.
Okay. Varga, now you're up.
as Varga's got like one hand on this rope, he's still prone, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, he'll like use the leverage of the rope to like kind of pull himself up.
Yep.
And then do like a little, as the rope's in his hand, do like a spin so it wraps around his body. And as he does, he's going to pull out his glaive and with a 15-foot reach, swing that glaive right along it, and roll to hit.
Go for it.
His shield is as he does swing around, he'll kind of like lock his shield onto like his back, and as he won't be able to use his shield at this point. But does a 15 hit?
15 will hit.
Okay. So it's gonna be he's gonna use his last level in smite, his last spell slot. And so it's a D10 plus 2D8. But with his racial feat surprise attack, if this creature has not taken a turn in combat with an attack roll, it gets an extra 2D6.
Go for it.
So it's going to be 1D10, 2D8, and 2D6. And that'll be 10, 18, 19, 24 damage. Radiant.
24 damage.
And is this? It's not undead or fiend.
No, neither of those things. But you swipe up and you see it like cut a decent slice through this thing. And as it does, a couple of gold coins spatter out as it kind of like opens up and releases some of the items that it was holding on to.
Sure. And he'll just use his last 5 feet of movement because it took 15 to get up, 10 to go there. He'll use his last 5 movement to just kind of take a step back.
Sure.
And that'll be the end of my turn.
All right, Molokov, you are up.
Wonderful. What the fuck is fuck? I think he'll sort of start marching up towards it, almost goes to throw the shield, and then sees all the stuff stuck inside it. He goes, fuck it, and pulls a chain again, and 3 more. Boom, boom, boom. Magic missiles.
Nice.
3 plus 4 plus 2. 3. 9 points of damage.
Plus 3. It's +1 for each missile.
That was plussing it.
Ah.
Nice. You see his missiles, boom, 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 and they kind of almost do that like dull explosion into it, and you see it kind of like move a little bit. All the animals.
But that will be all I got.
Okay. As these 3 magic missiles boom, 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 explode into it, you see it kind of like start to shift, and you expect it, Molokov, to move towards you. But instead what it does is it starts to elongate itself up. And what it's going to do is it's going to use its movement of 20 feet to pull itself up. And then it's just going to lean and fall 20 foot forward. So if I go 5, 10, 15, 20, send it to the back.
Oh no.
So,
gross.
Its attack is going to be against Vargir. That is a 16 to hit.
Without a shield, that's it. Yeah, that's 16.
It's a hit. So you take 10 points of acid damage.
I don't like how that wasn't the end.
And I need all 3 of you to make dexterity saving throws. Envy, Vargir, and Molokov. As this pseudopod just lands on top of you and it's coming down. Natural 20.
No, it's
I do have a
17 though.
I do have a -1 to dexterity.
So we've got a 19, a 17.
Oh no, 6.
And 6?
Yeah.
That's the 3rd natural 20 this game. That's just
Molokov and Vargir, you get pushed 5 feet out from this thing as you kind of push it off you, and as your hands touch it, it kind of like feels like almost like a massive balloon as you. But Envy unfortunately gets engulfed into this thing, and on a failed save, it's going to take 10 acid damage. and it is engulfed. It can't breathe. It's restrained, and on the start of your next turn, more things will happen. Although I don't believe Envy breathes.
Does not breathe, indeed.
All right, that ends its turn. Hera, you are up.
Righto. I don't want to be anywhere near this thing. So I think I'm going to take the same sort of idea as Ghost. Oh, fuck, yeah. Well, yeah, initially, yeah, I'll probably, like, run sort of over here, especially seeing it, like, grow and then fall, and then sort of see that Molokov's been pushed out fucking all the way over there. This Molokov. Okay. You didn't take any. You didn't actually take any damage, did you, Markov? No. Okay. Okay. Well, if it lives, it dies, right? And I'm going to pull out that little finger, and sort of squeeze it into my hand. So start to mutter under my voice, and I'm going to draw the necrotic energy from that finger and point it over towards here, and I'm going to cast over to here, and I'm going to cast Wither and Bloom.
Oh, nice.
So that is a con save, please.
Sure. The con is a 17.
Oh. No, it's half as much on a successful save. So it saves. Unfortunately, that's only going to be. Oh, that's a good roll. That's only going to be 5 necrotic damage.
5 necrotic?
And yeah, 11 halved. I assume it rounds down.
Yep.
And Vargir can expend a hit dice.
Oh, thank God.
Nice. You see the necrotic energy splitting out to this thing and pulling its life force and then spurting it into Vargir's like chest as the life force is transferred.
Oh, plus my spellcasting modifier, sorry. So you gain a hit dice plus 5.
Ooh, that's real nice. Okay. Oh, that's a 10.
Nice.
That's a 0 plus. Is that plus my con or just?
No.
Just
It's
your
just
hit dice.
you roll an unspent hit dice plus my spellcasting modifier. I don't think it adds your
So did you roll a 10?
bonus.
I rolled a 10. I also
Yeah,
just
so
want to
that's
reiterate.
plus 5.
I've rolled a lot of like maxes, and I promise I just want to make sure. It's been a lot of natty 20s this game and a 10, and I'm so sorry. I just feel bad.
Don't
Yeah, I
worry.
feel bad.
Wait,
You're gonna have a session where you roll only below.
Just wait till
below
my
a
next
half.
turn. You won't feel bad then.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I was on 3 health.
All right, Hera, is that you?
So you're at 18 now.
Yep, that is all she wrote. So
Puck, let's go.
Puck is just like probably, even though it didn't quite get him, just sort of stumbling back a little bit into a little three-pointed crouch, and going to drop the little can crossbow that he's got attached to his waist belt, like by a cord, and draw the rapier, and just as he does, slash out with it.
All right, go for attack.
That's a 21.
1 will hit.
All right. And because it's in combat with my ally, Vargir and Molotov,
Yes,
technically that will be sneak attack damage.
that is.
It should be an advantage as well, shouldn't I? Just roll because it's just in case, another 20.
Throw another one in there.
It's
Oh.
worse. That's fine. And I'll make the damage. That is 12 plus 5. Yeah, 12. No. Yeah, 12 plus 5. So what's that? 17 points of silvered slashing, piercing damage.
Nice. Just hacking away at this thing and little bits of gel are falling off over the place.
Yep. Then I'm going to pull back again another 20 feet. Actually, I'm just going to go behind. It's going to go behind Vakia,
Alright.
and stay there.
As you back off, it's going to take a swing at you.
Can I use my bonus action to disengage? Sorry.
You sure can.
Yep. Cool.
This thing just falls flat on the ground.
Yep. And I'm like, well, I didn't know it could do that.
All right, Ghost.
Yes. Yeah. All right. Ghost, after backing up and then seeing Envy and his friends encompassed by this creature, but Envy stuck inside, will be like, "Oh no, you let go of my fucking dog."
And as you say that, you see Envy's circuit starting to spark. I'm going to say that a Steel Defender does not breathe.
Sure.
And so it won't take this non-breathing damage, but it is still getting like constrained and pulled at the same time.
So then, as I line up the shot, I'll let out a very high-pitched whistle, which I can't do myself. And I don't know how this works. Maybe it'll help, but Envy, although restrained, will take the help action for my bonus action. Maybe trying to plant its paws into the ground in this creature to stop it shifting.
Can I get a strength check from Envy, please?
Absolutely. 12.
12 is what you need as Envy kind of pushes itself out and can move just here and then take the help action.
Oh, well done. How does that work? Advantage?
Yes, I believe so.
Fantastic. That is a 19 to hit.
That'll hit.
God, this gun is loud.
Bang!
11 points of magical piercing.
Another
Bless
shot rips through it. Anything else you'd like to do?
I am going to shift to here.
Okay.
That's all I've got.
All right, Varga, you're up.
Yeah, as Varga gets like knocked back from this original shunt, looking very bad. After Hera, he looks back to Hera and comes back and goes, "Thank you, Hera," as he pulls and notches his shield out and puts it in front of him as he grabs his mace and he again starts swinging the mace at it.
All right.
Is this classified with advantage for a big creature?
It
With
definitely is.
flanking?
It's a big creature, yeah.
So is it so this is advantage onto hit?
From what?
From allies being because don't know.
No,
Alright,
it's not flanking.
Flanking would be on the
Yeah,
opposite side of it, yeah.
Cool, sweet. That is a 14.
That'll hit.
It'll just be a straight D8. There'll be nothing with it. That is a 10 damage.
Nice. As you smash another piece out of it, you're now taking quite big chunks out of this thing, and coins and little gems and stuff are flying all over the place.
Right. So that'll be the end of my turn.
All right, Molotov, you're up.
As this mass of elongated slime starts like retracting,
Yep.
I'm because I'm imagining it's sort of like
It's
you know,
starting
did
to.
that ball and then like came back in. Is that dragon shard anywhere near the surface?
I'm going to say it's about 10 feet from you.
Okay. On the surface of the, i.e., can I hit it from the outside?
It's 10 foot in,
Yeah, 10 foot in. Okay.
this thing.
Nah, we'll see if I won't do it on purpose, but if I get absorbed, that'll be the plan. Definitely was considering diving in, but I feel like
Molotov puts his fucking swimming cap on.
puts away the spectacles, puts on some goggles.
Nice.
No, I think almost afraid of like touching it too much. He pulls up the shield and he just takes the arm and punches the back of it. I'm going to cast a booming blade on it.
Nice.
Which is still an attack. This dice has been doing well for me all night. Watch it do a 1 now that I've said that. 14 to hit.
14 will hit.
Wonderful. 4 plus 4. So 8 points of thunder damage.
Nice.
And
It booms in, and the ripples through this thing just like seem like a concave into it, and it doesn't seem to grow back. It's like this big dome that's into it now.
sick. But that is all I'm going to do for now.
All right. As you said, it starts retracting from behind, and what it's going to do is it's going to move. It's 20 feet, 10 feet in, 10 feet out as it comes over Vargier and Puck, but we'll come to you in a second because that concave that you created, yeah?
Sorry, it moved?
Yes.
It
Of course, yes, boom blade.
sort of another shockwave comes through it as it does, and it takes another 7 points of thunder
Oh,
damage.
nice. The concave comes in, and then this hole that you've put just swings back out, and it's going to take its attack against you.
Yeah.
So that is... Where are we looking? Oh, that's a 19.
Yeah, that'll hit.
So that is 11 points of acid damage. As it smacks you, and Vargier and Puck, you see this wave kind of come around you. I need you both to make dex saves, please.
Look, I did this before. My dex is not that good, and I really don't appreciate this. That is a 4.
A 4?
So 22.
Puck, you see this thing coming at you, and you kind of tuck and roll and look back and see Vargier looking at his feet getting engulfed by this thing as it comes over him. So you can move back 5 feet, Puck. And Vargier, you're going to take... That is 11 points of acid damage.
Sure.
And you...
as-
Go, what were you going to say?
No. Yeah, you're right. Go.
As you take this damage, you start to feel your fur burning, and you gasp, but you can't gasp any air as you realize that you can't breathe in here.
Yeah, as Vargas starts kind of like limply floating a little bit.
But that is the end of its turn. Harry, you're up.
Okay. Yeah, is inside the thing.
Correct.
This is not good. Okay, I think I am going to do this because it's getting hairy down there. I'm going to just sort of keep moving myself back, sort of behind Ghost. Fuck. Yeah, I suppose I'll. Yeah, I will. I'm just going to. Grab. I'll sort of just like grab onto my chest and start sort of like muttering to myself, and a greenish necrotic energy will start coming out of my hands and pulse sort of into my chest. I'll almost sort of stand up a bit more straight and a bit more shoulders broadened out, and I'm going to cast False Life on myself.
Nice.
Give myself temporary hit points. That's only 5 temporary hit points. And I'm going to. Yeah, I'm going to just sort of. No, yeah, I'll just sort of shout out to Varga and I'll be like, "Come on, you can get out of there. I know you're strong enough." But that's all I'll do.
All right. Puck.
Puck is attached by a rope to Vargia,
Yes, sir.
and he's going to see what's happening, and he's just going to grab the rope and just going to sprint like as far back as he can, and as he goes, like pull the rope tight and try and use all the momentum he's got and all the speed he can muster to just yank that rope as hard as he can to try and pull Vargia out.
All right. Give me an athletics check.
Athletics, okay. +0, great. 14.
14. You turn around and this rope becomes taut, probably 5 foot back from here. And you just start tugging and tugging. And Vargir, you feel the sensation of your waist kind of pulling in one direction. And as you turn, you see Puck almost skidding his feet along the ground as he is pulling and pulling. But the light is getting greener, and it's not the green of tin, it's the green of this ooze. But you see Puck trying with all his might to pull you out, but unfortunately, Puck, that is not enough to pull him fully out.
Cool. With my bonus action, yeah, no, I'm just going to back up again. Just going to like let a little bit more of that slack out and then back up to there. But I'm still going to keep the rope taut.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, Ghost, you're up.
Down. From the old wound, same rich energies flow around. Ghost takes on that.
I think he's breaking a little bit.
Life and death.
I bet it's real cool too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet it's really cool.
Description.
Yeah.
But all I see is this.
Yeah.
Oh no, will he come back?
Uh-oh.
That is the question. Like, runs down to your room, Ian.
Yeah, I love that move. Favorite combo.
It's just that loading screen where it's like,
Maybe shout out to him.
oh, there we go. He's back. Look,
Oh, there he is.
Hey,
do you want to start that description again?
I could hear you guys the whole time. That was so weird.
Let's go.
Yeah, so Envy, lock it down. This thing needs to die. And from the old wounds from earlier today, that same shroud starts pouring out, and a burst of it just shoots into the front of the creature, right around where Vargir is. And it will take. How does this work again? It's half my level rounded up. So 2 points of necrotic damage.
Nice.
And Envy from their position. I don't know if I can move into the space here.
Probably squeeze.
That's pillar.
Yeah.
All right, sure. Let's do it. Let's squeeze into there, and we'll take a bite
All right. Go
against
for
the
a attack.
creature. That is only an 11 to hit.
That'll hit.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, big target, I suppose. 5 points of force damage.
All right.
And that's all I've got for now. I'm going to stand in this same position that I'm in, almost the shroud reaching past Hera, guarding her, just locked into where I am.
All right. As you do, Vargir, you feel vibrations around you as your vision starts to become greener and greener, and suddenly the chest starts to contract as you're gasping for air and you can't get to it. So I am going to give you, unfortunately, a handful of dice of damage.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
You take 21 points of acid damage.
So what happens?
As you see Vargia inside this ooze, kind of like clenching for life and trying to swing as much as he can, but he just starts to, as he kind of like lets go of his mace and it starts floating out of his hand, and his eyes start to close.
Puck, you feel the tension on the rope just give a little bit more from this. Molokov, you're up.
Hold on. In that same moment, as the mace drifts out from his hand, the same energy coming off Ghost thrusts again, and an almost green, tinted pink, tiny feminine hand grabs the mace and shoves it back into yours. And you come back to consciousness with 1 hit point.
Oh, what's this?
This is the other effect of the Shroud of Life and Death, is I can end the effect on a reaction. When an ally within 30 feet of me drops to 0 hit points without being killed outright, to drop to
Alright.
1 hit point instead.
Sick.
I love it.
So the effect ends, the aura just bursts off Ghost,
Cool.
and he almost
Okay.
takes a knee.
Well, does that mean Vargi gets a turn?
I'm going to say that would be at the end of his turn.
Yep. Cool. Okay.
Damn.
Right. Just because we've got a weird squeegee cube thing, right? Is it that shape currently? Like that's how much space it's taking up?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I wouldn't be able to squeeze past to get to where Vargia
No.
sort of is. Yeah, I'm trapped in this little fucking cool. He's just gonna slam the back of the shield and try and take another massive chunk out.
Sure, go through it.
Let's go. So 16 to hit.
That'll hit.
I'm gonna go for this one. Come on. So 10 points of thunder damage.
10 points. Nice.
Is
Is that Booming Blade again?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Yep.
And then pulls a crank one last time. Shockwave of arcane energy. My last boost to temporary hit points.
Nice. As you boost these temporary hit points, again, a gel arm comes out at you and takes a swing.
Cool.
Now it's my turn. Natural 20. So that is 18 points of acid damage.
Guess how many hit points I had?
Or please say 19.
No, 18.
Like, this thing whacks you and you flip against the wall and then just crumble. Here, you see it fall down. And then I'm going to be cheeky, and it's going to move 5 feet into your space, and you're going to fail that dex save. So you're going to take an additional
Oh, of course.
1 death save, 1 failed death save.
I knew I was pretty fucked as soon as I got cornered there.
But yeah, you feel this thing move as you're kind of coming back to consciousness, and you see Molokov's body just getting engulfed by this thing. I'm going to say you move with it to there. Puck, you drag a little bit with this rope as this thing moves away from everyone. But that brings us to Hera's turn.
I'm going to
I knew
See-
he would fear.
Molokov drop and almost probably intend to whisper, but probably a little bit louder. Ghost will probably hear me say, No, not another friend. And I'm going to sort of start to panic a little bit and be almost like looking through my things and mind is racing a million miles an hour, and I'll take a step forward and I'll sort of stop for a second and think and click and look to Ghost, and I'm going to pull out of my satchel one of the books and a greater health potion that I was given, and I'm going to hand the health potion as a bonus action to Ghost.
Yep.
I'm not giving it to him, I'm just handing it to him. And I'm going to say, I might need that in a second. And I'm going to flip open the book and sort of scratch, and move forward another 5
Oh, Seb, you just
feet.
missed
And
it. Another great quote from Hera.
Damn it.
and I'm going to you're going to see me just stop at a page and tear it out of the book as I clamp the book shut. And I'm going to start reciting and almost double checking in my eyes, squint and move a bit closer forward in my.
Sorry, can I just say as well, as it moved over me, it would have gotten one more shockwave.
Yeah, sure.
As it... and taken 7 more points of damage. Sorry,
Yep,
continue.
it all counts.
But I am going to start reciting this thing as Ghost from behind. You can sort of see bits of skin on my neck will sort of start to bubble, and then my arms will start to bubble as if I'm taking acid damage, and you can see the acid on Molokov starts to heal itself up, and I've torn out a spell from the book, and I'm going to cast. What is it called? Oh, it doesn't actually tell me what it's called. But I am. Oh no, it doesn't tell me what the spell is called. But I am essentially going to sacrifice my health to give health to Molokov. I'm going to
This
take.
the spell is
Cool.
called Life Transference. Is the name of the spell, and it is a fucking incredible spell.
Life transfer as I start to bubble and sizzle with the acid that is killing Molokov. So I'm going to take. Ooh. Fuck. Okay.
So, Seb, he handed a health potion to Ghost and said, I might need this in a second, ripped out a page of his book, and stepped forward and cast a spell and go for damage.
I'm going
my
to
God.
take 23 necrotic damage, and Molokov is going to heal up to twice that necrotic damage.
Oh my god.
I really wanted to roll low, and I rolled really fucking well. Not good timing to be rolling that well, but I am going to drop to the ground.
Molokov, you...
18, 19, 20.
I healed a fool.
Molokov, you feel the darkness overcome you as this thing oozes over you after the hit is still throbbing from your head, and you start to feel your skin boil as the acid damage takes hold. One failed death save as well, so like you're going further and further into darkness, but then the energy spikes at where your arm connects to your body, your metal arm. That energy that has saved your health before, that's Hera's energy. It's Hera's will. And you open your eyes, and through the muck you see Hera just go to her knees and fall face first on the dirt.
I literally was with that temp hit points that I gave myself before. I got myself to 23, and that's exactly how much damage I fucking took.
Ghost, you see Hera skin starting to sizzle and boil and just drops in front of you as you're holding this potion she just gave to you. You don't see Molokov moving in the thing. You're just watching Hera almost disintegrate in front of you. Which brings us to top of the round, which is Puck. Rope's still attached to Vargir.
Puck is going to use his crossbow again. He's aware of Hera suddenly fainting as far as he's concerned, but he can see through the beast that Molokov's woken back up. And as his mind races trying to put 2 and 2 together on how that worked, he's going to take a shot with the crossbow just sort of instinctively.
All right. You aim. Take a shot.
That's an 18.
An 18. It goes through. Go for damage.
Yeah, I'm being more careful with my aim now, trying to not hit the guys inside it.
I imagine.
Fuck me.
Oh, hang on, sorry. Bonus action to get advantage.
Sure.
I won't re-roll to see if I get a 20, but I'll just my damage now. The sneak attack damage.
Yeah.
Oh, thank goodness I did. That is 15 plus. That's a really good roll. 15 plus 5, so 20 points of magical piercing.
Okay, give me that advantage roll, because if it is a 20...
No, it's worse.
Okay, cool. Your arrow flicks through and you see it open up a little bit, and your rope becomes loose, and you see that it's opened up a little bit for Vargir. You did use your bonus action to steady aim, but you look like you could probably pull him next turn.
Yeah, my object interaction, kind of the free thing you get to do after. I'll shoot the thing, and then I'm dropping the crossbow again as it reloads, as it hangs on the baldric, and I'm grabbing onto the rope again.
Yep. Okay. Ghost. You're muted.
Of course, that happened at some point. Pistol in one hand, potion in the other. Had just embodied the aura, had it burst off. All of this happened at once. Oh shit! Drops the pistol, places that same, still bloodied from the damage he's taken, hand down onto Hera, and scrawls a celestial symbol on her back and uses my healing hands ability.
Uh-huh.
So it's not the potion. Sorry, I have to find it now. I need to know how much it actually does. You're gonna heal some health.
Love that for me.
I love that for you too. Oh God, D&D Beyond, you are difficult sometimes. You are gonna heal,
I don't think that's how the theme song goes.
right? You're gonna heal +2 is 9 hit points.
Nice. You grasp a breath, and the skin is still burning, but you see the light in front of you as the cavern comes back into focus.
Just sort of little smile on my face. I think it worked.
You beautiful son of a bitch. Alright, DM. Is there any space on the other side of Malikov? Because I can't see what's back there. Is that just solid stone wall?
Yeah.
And Vargir is embedded 5 feet within this thing, or 10 feet within it?
Kind of 5 to 10.
5 to 10.
Are you
I'm gonna
thinking
try
of
and
envy.
yeah,
That's
I'm gonna
super
try and give him a fighting chance to get out.
Yep.
He has got a rope
Um,
attached to him.
Yeah, the rope between him and Park.
Yep. Yeah, but you're in a dire position yourself.
I wouldn't. Yeah.
Should be right.
I'm sure she will. Envy's gonna take half of her movement to. How tall is this creature?
At the moment, it's maybe 10 feet tall.
Maybe 10 feet tall. So Envy's gonna use 30 feet of movement to climb this pillar
Yep.
to get 15 feet of elevation, and then leap off it and take the shove action against Vargir, diving into the acid.
Okay. Envy climbs up, turns around, and dives in, which will take us to Vargir's turn. And before you go to inhale a breath, you get shunted by Envy. I'm going to give you a strength check at advantage to try and get out of this thing, with Puck pulling on the rope, Envy pushing on it.
Sure. That's a 13.
So with a DC of 12, you give a shove and Envy pushes you, Puck pulls, and you pop out of this thing, and you can take your turn.
As I'll pop out and take a massive breath.
Yep.
But like with that moment of my eyes were laid on Molokov, also in there, with almost instinction of trying to save him, he's gonna just like plunge his mace straight into the head of this thing. And that'll do. Does a 14?
Absolutely.
10 points of damage.
You step back and smack it, and you see bits just starting to fall off this thing. It looks like it's falling apart. It's on its last legs, if it had any.
Yeah, sure. And then kind of just like mouth to Molokov as he's in there, just like obviously Molokov just will hear like, but he's like, "We'll get you out." With his like kind of last breath that he has, he's feeling very fucked. And that will be the end of my turn.
All right, Molokov. As you were inside this thing, you realize you can't breathe, and you will take 12 points of acid damage.
Yep.
And you are restrained. You can give me a strength check if you would like.
Yeah. Yeah, I would like. And I'd very much like to use the strength check to push towards the dragon shard.
Okay.
Yeah, sort of as the light faded, seeing Hera walk out, as the light came back, watching her collapse, I think I do just, I start digging my way that way, is what I'm trying to do, but I think I can get out if I do what I'm trying to do. So strength is an 18.
18. You can move whichever way you want.
I am going to try...
As in, so you now have your movement within this thing. It'll be half movement if you're going through it, but you have your full turn ahead of you.
Full turn. I think with all his might, almost just pushes, and also seeing Ghost helping Hera in whichever way this person I thought was just an artificer did. I think I'm going to try and make my way to the dragon shard, almost just hold the shield up to it, and again, booming blade straight into it.
All right.
If I can.
You absolutely can.
Is that an attack, I guess?
It is.
13, my lucky number, plus 7 is a dirty 20.
Dirty 20 will hit.
Cool. And that's 8 points of thunder damage.
8 points of thunder damage. As this thing, you feel like as you start moving through it, it becomes easier and easier as Vargir's swinging at it, and you put your shield up against this shard and you punch it, and you just feel the shockwave almost go through the cube, and then you see the line go across the green shard, and the ooze starts to fall as you have technically killed this creature. And the shard goes to the ground and
Shit.
lines
I pick
start
up my-
moving through it.
Pick up my glasses that have fallen off the ground, quickly chuck them back on, and move. And I suppose I will run away from the shard.
You're running away from the shard?
Yes.
Cool. What is everyone else doing? As we're technically out of initiative, but we're still kind of in initiative. You all see this shard fall to the ground, and it starts. Hairline fractures are going around it.
I'll sort of
Should we
stop in between it and here while she's getting
Yeah,
up.
sure. I'll run back to Puck and kind of like grab him and plant my shield in front. And like of the shard.
Puck is like rapidly pulling back in the
Grappling hook?
the grappling hook, and yeah, being ready to shoot that if he needs to. When we, just out of interest, when we have been into other, so I went down the previous pit, and now I've come down this pit, and I know that they spin.
Yeah.
Is there like a line of like, oh yeah, there's a clear circular line or semicircular line around, like this is the bottom section?
Yes, there has been. And it looks like in this, there are the 3 levels.
Yeah, cool. All right.
This whole,
Yeah,
this
that's what
whole
I'll do.
place
I'll
is
be ready to shoot. Sorry?
Oh, sorry. No, you go.
I will be ready to. I think I can't remember if it's like 30 or 60 feet. It doesn't matter. I'll be ready to shoot to like get myself. I don't know, shoot up the wall or something and
Okay.
try and hook onto something if I need to. But at the moment, I'm crouching down behind Vargia and Vargia's shield.
Hera?
Seeing like Molotov get closer, I'm probably still like lying on the ground. Didn't quite have time to get up. But seeing it start shift and crack, I'm gonna look up at like the other 3 levels sort of thing. Look over to Vargia, sort of preparing himself, and just be like grabbing onto Molokov's shoulder, and I'll be like, "Look, this whole place is going to start turning and falling down. We gotta get out." And I'm just going to start fucking scampering along the ground.
All right, using your tabaxi speed, you start scampering. Molotov, reaction?
That was perfect.
I think sort of just as she gets up, just thank you, friend. And if people are backing up, I don't think we have time to get out. So this is like a little wharf-like thing going over to the water, right? Like that's a bridge,
Yep.
and that's off the sand
Yep.
over here.
Yep.
How strong does it look? Obviously, it can hold. It's got tracks on it.
Yeah,
like,
much
it
the
looks like
same
it-
as the tracks coming down. It looks like it's been put together.
I think I'm just gonna go hard up against that pillar. Actually, and I might even come round a little bit, so I'm not right in the blast zone of the shard. But I think I'm just shielded up as well, waiting for the pop.
All right, Hera, you start running, and you see that no one else is following you, unless someone is. We've got Varga and Puck shielded. Molotov running up against the pillar. Ghost, what are you doing? This shard now looks like someone has scribbled over it with lines. It is starting to vibrate.
Envy, move! And I'm gonna run myself. Similar idea to Molotov. And come around the backside of this pillar away from the shard. We'll jump on Envy as she runs past. And I don't know what the elevation is here, but perhaps try and jump up onto the bridge
5 feet,
to
10
start. 5 feet. We can do 5 feet from here. Which way is up? Is it up this way?
No, it's this way.
Ahaha. Okay. In that case, ooh, no. Yeah, no, I'm heading up. So retract that. I would have been running towards where
Okay.
up is.
So, Hera and Ghost and Envy are making their way sprinting up this track. The other three of you see this. This is your chance now. Are you staying or are you running? As the dragon shard starts humming.
I have to go with Hera, so I will follow Hera
Okay.
and stay on the. I will stay behind Hera, almost always being between her and the shard.
Yep.
But staying close.
Puck and Vargir, you see everyone else run, and it's you two left at the bottom of this pit here. It's the decision in the moment now. Are you shielding or are you running with them?
Can you make it?
I don't think I can.
All right.
Um,
I'm assuming that's a stay from both of you then?
Varga is gonna go. As Varga is gonna. Is this a direction? Is this a thing?
It goes to a dead end.
Sure. There's this little like here though. There's that little like.
Yeah, it's like a little alcove, yeah.
Varga is gonna kind of shunt Puck off towards them and run round this way. Hold on to the like rocks for dear life. If he takes anything, he's down, and it's not worth the risk of anyone turning around if anything does come down.
As you kind of push yourself into this little alcove, Puck, you see him do this. What are you doing?
I'm not very strong. I don't know if I can do anything to help you at all.
He like the spot he's in is kind of like it's a dug out kind of thing. Like it's definitely clear from overhead. If you're worried about falling things.
Yeah. I'm going to use the fact that I'm tiddly tiny, and I'm just going to move into the same spot as him.
Vargir, you see Puck come into the same spot as you, and that's when it goes smash and shards fly everywhere, and the rest of you running up the stairs hear it behind you, and you turn around and don't see the other two following you. I need all three of you to make dexterity checks, please.
Checks or saves?
Checks for the three
Not
running
me
up.
and
Sorry, for the three running.
Yeah.
My apologies.
Guess who just got another match with 20
Holy shit.
for a 21.
You can choose for Envy to make it if you want, Ghost.
I figured that would be how this works because that's just my mount right now. For me, that is only a 10.
Okay.
It's a 19.
19. Hera and Molokov are running up this thing, and they're almost like not even touching the wooden planks as they flick past it. Envy has a bit of a struggle though. It keeps tripping over things and slipping. So you are going to take 6 points of damage, Ghost, as bits start falling and you feel the whole structure starting to turn and the stairs start falling off. Puck and Vargir, you see wooden planks falling down, and Vargir, you hold your shield up and just hope for the best. Eventually, with all your stamina and all your might, the other three of you reach the top of the mine shaft and jump out through the door, and a plume of smoke follows behind you. Vargir and Puck, you hear everything come to a standstill, and there's dust all around you, so it's a bit hard to tell what's going on. But in the silence, you kind of hear that everything is stopped. You hear the occasional tuk, 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 tuk of like wood falling down, but you know that thick dust around you can't quite see what's in front of you. The other three of you are met with the gaze of Otis and a couple of the other goblins standing behind you, looking at you as they're looking in amazement. The dust kind of settles behind you, and you look up past you into the sky, and you see a flock of birds flying past just drop out of the sky. And the sense of death washes over everyone, as it seems something has awoken. And that is where we'll end the session.
We
As the explosion went off, and Puck